What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 6ts Chapter 101 Uchiha Ran is on the list, and the summoning beast stuns everyone. Customize. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement, Blood of the Fire Serpent? What is that? Seeing the reward option 2 information announced on the gold list, everyone focused their attention on option 2. The point of changing shape is already a commonplace, and everyone understands it. As for option 2, from the current list of summoning beast reward options, they all get some kind of talent, such as devouring, petrifying, and getting bigger and smaller. But now, one of Shin Ya's options is to get some kind of bloodline, and getting this kind of bloodline has only a 30% chance of success. Isn't it a waste to not succeed? But it is for this reason that it is even more interesting. Because the reward given by the golden list is always the same value on the surface, which means that only 30% of the fire dragon blood that may make Shin Ya transform, the transformation is of the same value. Jiao. What is it? For some reason, seeing the Huo Jiao mentioned by Jin Bang, Shin Ya always felt that something was missing in his mind, and he had a sense of familiarity, but he tried hard to think about it but couldn't remember it. And its body seems to have an instinctive desire to develop the blood of the fire snake. Obviously you haven't seen the real thing, have you? What Shin Ya didn't know was that the White Snake Immortal and the 3 snake princesses who were also in the Longdi cave were also very unrestrained. Fire Jiao, Jiao. I always feel that 950 is something amazing. This immortal seems to have forgotten something. It's just that the words, Blood of the Fire Serpent, actually caused his temperament to fluctuate after recuperating for the past years. Immortal, do we want to send a message to Shin Ya and let him choose the second? Tianz and Shenji asked excitedly. The White Snake Immortal and Shin Ya can feel it, and they also have it. I don't know why, but I just feel that asking about the blood of the fire dragon can benefit a lot. I believe that I don't need to say it myself. The White Snake Immortal narrowed his eyes, and focused his attention on the live broadcast room, focusing on Uchiha Ran above Shin Ya's head. In the live broadcast room, Shin Ya confided a snake letter. Contrary to many people's expectations, he did not rush to choose one, but asked Uchiha Ran, 5th Hokage, do you know what that fire snake blood is? How dare you ask me calmly? Uchiha Ran was a little surprised. It's just a name, but I feel the desire for blood. Shin Ya admitted frankly, transfiguration is a benefit in front of you. I don't know what this blood of the fire snake is, but I have a hunch that it will have a better effect on me. Okay. I have been following the live broadcast room, and I know that you have a huge storage and distribution of knowledge. 91. I think you must be able to answer my question. Speaking of this, Shin Ya paused and said, according to the agreement, I will be the summoning beast of Uchiha Sasuke for 10 years, but as long as you can answer me, and the answer is satisfactory to me, I can serve you until you fall. Shin Ya understood that he had nothing that he could take out except himself. You're very smart, Uchiha Ran praised with a smile. Shin Ya is stronger than Wan, but so what? In front of them Uchiha, it is only a matter of eyes. Advertisement, what can you use it for? The so-called loyalty to the death. In fact, there is basically no chance to help. But Uchiha Ran likes its attitude. Moreover, if Shin Ya could transform into a mosquito, it would be completely out of the category of snakes. At that time, even if it was only used as a mount, it would be very cool. Your hunch is correct, choose 2. Uchiha Ran said seriously. This is your luck, it seems that you should have a trace of blood left by the fire dragon in your body, which is also considered a talent. 39. I choose 2. Shin Ya, who got a positive answer, immediately made a diligent decision. Jinbang immediately shot a ray of light. Immediately after, the scarlet blood filled with golden light came to Shin Ya. This power. Shin Ya spit out a snake letter, and his eyes were full of intoxication. His body instinctively told him that swallowing this blood could bring him unimaginable benefits, which was a qualitative leap. But at the same time, he also felt that the thick blood was full of danger, as if touching it would bring about a life-threatening crisis. Uchiha Ran saw this scene in his eyes, and he couldn't help but have some enlightenment in his heart. Flood blood, for the ninja world, the level is much higher. To appear in such a low-ranking reward option is a bit puzzling to be honest. But now he understands. If the top ranking is given to mosquito blood, it may help Shin Ya to refine and improve without any sequelae, instead of just giving the real thing as it is now, letting Shin Ya try his luck on his own, and there is a crisis of extinction. It seems that Shin Ya is going to fight for his life. After thinking about it, Uchiha Ran took the initiative to explain. In the heavens and the world, there is a creature called dragon. Dragon. For some reason, when this word came out, it brought an inexplicable sense of majesty to everyone. Dragon can also be counted among the demon clan. It is the king among them. It can show and hide, it can be small, it can be huge, it can be short and it can be long. The spring equinox ascends to the sky, the autumn equinox goes deep into the abyss, and calls the wind and rain. These are just innate abilities. There is a saying that all things can be transformed into dragons. Snakes and dragons have a great relationship. 9. In some powerful worlds, the snake turning dragon is also the best way to become stronger, and in this snake turning dragon process, the first step is to experience 500 years of cultivation, and become a yang. After 500 years, he turned into a dragon. At this time, his body will have a dragon part, his limbs have colorful colors like Jin Ding, and there are scales on his body, and he will grow 4 feet. The master has various talents and supernatural powers. This is the mosquito. I won't say more about it later. You need to know that you now have the possibility of becoming a mosquito in one step. It's also a rough year of snake cultivation, and it has transformed into a flood dragon twice, and each time it has to face the test of thunder calamity, and now you have a 30% chance of directly turning into a mosquito. If you succeed, you can practice safely and steadily. It is in the state of Jiao, and its strength will be unparalleled. 19. In the same realm, killing the white snake immortal in seconds is the same as playing. Because of the suppression of the natural blood, including the white snake fairy, if there is no snake in the entire Longdi cave that has the courage to hook your hand, I will be considered a loser. 99. Saying that, Uchiha Ran met Shin Ya's one eye and saw the infinite heat from it. Advertisement. In fact, not only Shin Ya, but all people and beasts who heard Uchiha Ran's story through the live broadcast room were full of shock at the moment. The level gap between the Jiao and the snake, to give a not too appropriate analogy, may be the gap between the ordinary Jonin and the family ninja Jonin, and the blood following the boundary Jonin. It can also be understood as the gap between ordinary cage level ninjas and Uchiha Madara with wheel eyes. The same cage level will be killed in seconds. Oyegi has the blood to follow the elimination, but he dare not hook Uchiha Madara. Is this the meaning? This man really came from another world. On the moon and somewhere in a different space. Otsutsuki Kagaya and Otsutsuki completely confirmed their guesses. Regarding the transformation of the snake's blood, they only heard about it from outside the sky. After the ninja world was banned and closed into an independent small universe, many powers have been sealed. The road of evolution and the road of becoming stronger, strictly speaking, are two paths. Evolution often leads to becoming stronger, and becoming stronger is for further evolution. I understand, Shin Ya responded, and then said, I'm going to swallow 0. Don't swallow it now, it won't be so easy to swallow when Uchiha Ran is gone. Uchiha Ran also heard its subtext, meaning he was asking for escort. The white snake fairy and other snakes will definitely covet. Swallow it, be firm in your willpower, but there is a possibility of failure. Uchiha Ran reminded him, then jumped from Shin Ya's head to the ground next to him and patted Sasuke on the shoulder. Sasuke. Te miao, if you don't shoot me, I almost forget that I am on the list. Jiao. Shin Ya's one eye flashed red, and then it suddenly opened its mouth and swallowed the blood in front of it. Damn it. The white snake immortal and the 3 snake princess secretly hated in their hearts. They were already on their way to the depths of Longdi cave. There was no need to listen to Uchiha Ran's explanation. The moment the fire snake blood appeared, their bodies felt a sense, and their instinct exploded with endless desire. They knew that this must be a good thing, and immediately set out to beg for it. I didn't expect Shin Ya to be so decisive. Boom. Under everyone's attention, Shin Ya suddenly burst out with countless flames. These flames surrounded its entire body, forming a crimson and blood-colored fireball. Roar. Shin Ya let out a piercing howl. Advertisement. A string of messages appeared in its mind, and it endured the pain and shouted to Uchiha Ran, 7 days, the time of this transformation will last for 7 days. If I can last for 2 days, I will be able to incarnate, and after 5 days, I will become a mosquito. If I can't make it, I'll die under normal circumstances, but I got a reward from the gold list. As long as I give up, I can save my life. The fire in me is a test and a protection. 99. You take this kid away, and these flames will get hotter and hotter. At the moment of swallowing blood, Shin Ya was equivalent to beginning to accept a test of inheritance, and some information naturally emerged. And its words affirmed Uchiha Ran's remarks, then you work hard. Looking forward to the day you become a mosquito. Uchiha Ran nodded to Shin Ya and put one hand on Uchiha Sasuke. The next moment, the mirror 4.0 head of the live broadcast room switched, and it became the familiar Konoha Hokage office. Somehow, the people watching the live broadcast felt a little warm. Uchiha Ran always had a sunny smile, and asked Sasuke in a gentle voice, aren't you getting the reward yet? 3. At the same time he asked, he wanted to see what reward Sasuke got. As a result, the latter replied first, I have already received the reward, 99. Okay. Uchiha Ran said different, what reward? Uzumaki's physique, advanced. Sasuke's slightly aggrieved voice sounded. Uchiha Ran smiled. The goal list is to make up for Sasuke's wrong decision when he was on the blood succession list. However, the advanced physique is much better than the intermediate, so the difference is made up? Then why is the live broadcast still on our side? Because you're on the list. Tsunade's voice sounded slightly surprised and puzzled. Uchiha Ran was stunned for a moment, looking at the gold medal list. 21st. Water-kun, one of the 3 messenger groups of Fenghuang in the elf world, the incarnation of the North Wind, purifying the world. Blood Pact. Uchiha Ran had turned out to be Water-kun. As expected. Appetizers only. Tsunade was not surprised to see Uchiha Ran, and couldn't help but ask, how did Terumi Mei's Water-kun become yours? Chapter 102. The original return power is obtained. The first experience of the lottery is for customization. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Ow, woo. In the office of Konoha Hokage building, a cool wind blew in from the window, came to Uchiha Ran's side and quickly gathered, and a figure quickly became clear. It was after Terumi Mei got the chance to draw a lottery on the blood list, the inheritance object of the lottery, one of the three holy beasts in the elf world, Water-kun. Water-kun approached Uchiha Ran affectionately, rubbing his cheek with his head. Good. Uchiha Ran reached out and stroked Shui-kun's head. This scene is very harmonious and warm. Coupled with a ray of sunlight that just came in from the window, it constitutes a very beautiful picture. Record it. You can do a screensaver. However, while everyone feels warm, they also feel a little mysterious. According to the meaning of Jinbang, Terumi Mei who gets the Water-kun inheritance will become its master, training. But now, its contracted person on the list is actually Uchiha Ran. How is this going? Could it be that Kage and Konoha secretly asked each other? Third Tsuchikage Onogi thought to himself. Some time ago, there were rumors that Water-kun sought rain everywhere in the Land of Winds, purifying the polluted water sources in some oases, and greatly improving the geographical environment of the country. The person who can send Mizu-kun is not the 5th Mizukage Terumi Mei, but the 5th Hokage Uchiha Ran of Konoha. At first, Dashang suspects that Uchiha Ran and Terumi Mei made some kind of agreement. Or, it was Terumi Mei who thanked Uchiha Ran for providing the news of the elves in the live room that day, so he dispatched Mizu-kun to help Sand Shinobi and Konoha to restore the alliance, while Sakagi increased the fame of 5th Hokage Uchiha Ran. But there must be a limit to the number of times you can help, and after 03, Shui-kun will still return to Wuyan Village. This is everyone's attack. Now Kiryu Village and Sanagakure are vying for the weakest position in the 5 hidden villages, but Terumi Mei's tone on the gold list is tough. What do you think? Terumi Mei, who is not the owner of Lugia and Water-kun, is already the master of the sea and fog in the country of water, and can control the fog, territory, water flow and so on at will. As Terumi Mei said, whether the vast majority of people can enter the hidden Kiri, she has a single thought. But now, Su-kun has become Uchiha Ran's summoning beast? Totally do not understand. Hey, what are you all looking at me for? You don't think this Water-kun was given to Uchiha Ran by myself? In the Mizukage building of Kiryu Village, Terumi Mei was gnashing his teeth intimately at Shui-kun and Uchiha Ran in the live broadcast, but suddenly he felt a dozen meaningful gazes converge on him. Elder Yuenshi, Mizukage assistant Ching, rising star Changjiro and so on. The eyes of these people are more or less suspicious. It's as if she is a nympho star chasing girl, and even if she sells her kidneys for money, she has to support and cheer for her favorite stars. One of these is really irritating. I like to make fun of it, but it doesn't mean I'm a nympho. Even if I don't think about myself, do you think I'll forget my responsibilities as a Mizukage? There was a hint of anger in Terumi Mei's voice. Advertisement. Shui-kun was kidnapped by Uchiha Ran, and she was the person who was most speechless. Yes, she has some interest in Uchiha Ran, and a woman's natural affection for a good man. But she is Terumi Mei, 5th Mizukage. Do you really take her for a nympho? Cough cough. Seeing that Terumi Mei was really angry, Master Yuan and the others quickly retracted their gazes. Al bit his head and asked, Mizukage-sama, do you know that Mizu-kun signed a contract with Uchiha Ran? I don't know. Terumi Mei suppressed his anger and said, this stinky man, I thought he was just bringing Water-kun to play, but I didn't expect him to show me. I can't take this loss in vain. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei angry face Uchiha Ran. Lord 5th Hokage. Say good Water-kun is just to use you to represent Konoha to reign a few times in the Land of the Wind to show friendship. Please explain why it will become your summoning beast. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Luo Sha. 5th Mizukage doesn't know. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. You idiot who was killed by Orochimaru. Am I going to be as stupid as you and give it to me? Rosa. Hiss, this 5th Mizukage is a little hot. Onogi. Maybe Genjutsu. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. The police are stupid. Can Uchiha Ran's Genjutsu fool the gold list? Open black lens bracket 4th generation I. 5th Mizukage, have you signed a contract with Mizu-kun? Terumi Mei. No, Jinbang gives me the ability to summon Water-kun at any time, even if it is in the elf world. Of course I will not bother to sign a contract with our world. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 4th generation I. Apparently, 5th Hokage guessed this and signed a blood pact with Shui-kun in private. Onogi. I think 4th Raikage is smart, but it doesn't seem to be. Terumi Mei. Hopelessly stupid. Open black lens bracket wisdom Tobarama. 4th Raikage's conclusion requires that a necessary condition be met first. Open black lens bracket 4th generation I. What are the conditions? Open black lens bracket Tobarama. The summoning beast recognized by the golden list must sign a blood contract. Uchiha Madara. But in fact, there is no such necessary condition. Open black lens bracket 4th generation I. Why? Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Because there are 10 places announced on the line now, and there are 20 places in the back. Do you think that these summoning beasts and contractors who can make the list are all signing blood contracts? Close black lens bracket. 91x. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. So, Uchiha Ran, in what way did you deceive the Water-kun? This. Do you want me to tell you that it was subdued? Uchiha Ran thought to himself. The reason is naturally the original trick Mangekyo Sharingan. Water-kun was beaten by him, and of course thought he was the first to train. Terumi Mei's lottery draw was not a pet but an inheritance. Although Shui-kun chose to pass it on to Terumi Mei, and with the help of Jinbang, he also got the means of summoning, but this does not mean that Shui-kun will recognize her as the master. At this point, the Water Kun is the same as the relationship between the three Holy Land ninja beasts and the contractor. It is an equal double bay. I didn't lie. Advertisement, probably Water Kun likes me more. Stroking Shui Kun's head, Uchiha Ran said with a smile. You have a special way to summon Shui Kun, but I don't have it, but I like Shui Kun very much, and I want to see him anytime, so I signed with him. Made a blood pact. I didn't expect that the Jinbang actually decided that I was on the list. Don't you realize I'm on the list myself? Unexpectedly, understand? Who knew that Su Kun would like me more than you? Uchiha Ran shrugged helplessly. It is typical to get cheap and sell well. In fact, there are many lies, but everyone who heard it believed the gap. So it is, Tobarama, the tank hand, analyzed like a famous detective. I didn't intend to snatch it, just to facilitate the meeting in the future, so I signed a summoning contract with Su Kun, 22. Fifth Mizukage and Water Kun also have a contractual relationship. Both of you are eligible for the list, but it depends on the attitude of Shui Kun. So Water Kun shows you. 33, Fifth Mizukage is not wrong. Not wrong. Terumi Mei was about to cry. As long as she didn't borrow Water Kun to Uchiha Ran, she wouldn't be able to sign a blood contract. As the only contractor, she was sure to be on the list. This is unjustifiable. It can only be said that Water Kun has a good eye. Uchiha Ran hugged the Water Kun's head. Cool, wow, very comfortable. Damn it, stinky man. Wait for me. Terumi Mei's eyes were burning, and she decided to take revenge. Mizukage-sama, what are you going to do? Shing asked curiously. I'm going to marry him, Terumi Mei said viciously. Everyone in Wuyan village. Marry her, have children for him, have a few more, and take away everything from him. Fog crowd. At this time, the information behind the name of Kim Wood expulsion was updated. Summoning beast list reward options. Superpower transformation, can freely switch between human figures, can cover up their own shortcomings, and have superpower attributes. 2. Have your own original return power and radiate the entire ethnic group. Contractor reward. Primary lucky draw chance x1. Can I finally try to take a break for myself? Uchiha Ran moved inside. He has been looking forward to the lottery for a long time. But he didn't rush to start, but first compared the two reward options for the Water Kun. Advertisement. These two options are very specific. In the fairy world, the legendary elves are divided into first-level gods, eudemons with special influence, and 3 gods who serve the 2 parties. First-level gods are strong in strength. Some magical beasts are 950 strong, and some have more means. For example, as the god of the forest, Celebi can not only affect the forest, but also travel through time and space. The 3 gods are the 3 gods who are loyal to Lugia, the 3 gods who are loyal to the king of gods, and so on. And the 3 saints are very special. Because this group did not exist originally, their rhythm is now created by the resurrection of the holy fire by King Ho. It is said that the 3 holy beasts were originally Ibrahimovic, but died unexpectedly when the Bell Pin Tower was burnt down. After being resurrected by the holy fire of Ho-Oh, they became Su Kun, Entei, and Lei Gong. Then they created the 3 holy beasts with their own power. Therefore, in the innate, the 3 holy beasts are a little weaker than the ordinary 3 gods, because they are acquired divine beasts. This can also be reflected in the fact that the 3 holy beasts do not have any special modes and special states. And now, the rewards given by the Golden List are aimed at this aspect. Choose 1. Water Kun will benefit by itself, not to mention one more powerful superpower attribute. It can also change into a human form. Option 2. It is beneficial to the entire Water Kun group. The so-called primitive regression is similar to Fetter Evolution and Mega Evolution, but it can be done by yourself. This is the foundation of improving the entire ethnic group and raising the overall upper limit. Water Kun is no longer a legendary spirit who was lucky enough to be resurrected by Ho-Oh and has powerful powers, but a real mythical beast. Choose 2. Uchiha Ran suggested with a smile. Well, Water Kun makes a cheerful cry. This peace-loving and nature-loving elf that is as gentle as water, naturally hopes that the entire ethnic group will be good. But the nature of the elf is to absolutely obey the approved training. Uchiha Ran's decision to have an appetite for it. Water Kun looked up at the honorary gold list. A golden light shot down from the sky. Water Kun can feel the changes in his body. Seeing this, Uchiha Ran smiled slightly, and shouted, Lottery draw. The time has come to witness the miracle. Turntable hook now. The pointer turns. Finally landed in the props area. The contents of the carousel change. 1. Heavenly Things. 2. Shinigami 3, Terraga 4, The Blade of Ghost Slayer. 5. Super Seminary, Chapter 103. Amusement or Strategic Almighty Angel. Icarus, LSPs explode. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement, props. The corners of Uchiha Ran's mouth twitched slightly. Props, exercises, inheritance, pets, blood. Of the 5 lottery tiles, he couldn't say which one he wanted the most, but the level of interest in props and pets was lower than the other 3. Compared to external forces, he likes the feeling that everything is in the master. But after seeing that the 5 worlds were selected, he became interested. Triga is the Ultraman world, which continues the Tiga worldview, the absolute multiverse, and the one with the top power. If the lottery can draw an Ultraman transforming device, maybe it can be turned into an Ultraman to play. Although it is not a problem to slaughter some Ultraman after using Susanoo, but such as the hothead Zuofei, they all have the power to destroy the star. So if you are lucky, you can still draw bottom-level items, and you can also raise the upper limit of your own growth. Similar to Triga is the Super Seminary. Although it is not a multiverse, it is a world where there are many cosmic civilizations, and some of these props can also become trump cards. Shinigami World, Zanpakuto, Hogyoku, Shinigami Tyrants, etc. There are many things, good or bad depends on luck. If something falls from the sky, maybe I can draw an artificial angel? That was really cool. The weakest power level is the Blade of Ghost Slayer. It is a world that makes people sympathetic, but if you extract the props, there is really nothing good to look forward to. See your luck. Soon, under the expectant gaze of Uchiha Ran, the pointer stopped turning, and finally stopped at the area of the falling object. Oh! Uchiha Ran pushed up the frame with a look of anticipation. At this moment, the disc turned into a golden light, fell in front of Uchiha Ran, and quickly condensed into a human form. When the light dissipated, what appeared in front of everyone was a tall man with long, ragged pink hair, with 2 long braids tied around red ribbons behind him, green eyes, a sluggish expression, and a back with a pair of tender pink wings. She seems to be wearing a unique collar around her neck, and she has a small angel halo on top of her head. The woman is wearing a dress similar to a modified version of the corset, with odd-shaped pendants at the hem, a pleated skirt with light blue over the knee socks, and armor on the shoulders, arms, and legs. This is a technological battlesuit from the human vision of the ninja world, with silver and white as the main color, with black patterns. This beautiful woman has no expression on her face, no heart, no mouth, no expression, like a girl with no three, but Uchiha Ran's appearance is reflected in her green eyes. Engrave, start, the woman sounded nice but with a dull voice. The next moment, the chain on the side of the collar on her neck began to glow, and it began to grow and grow. The chains came to Uchiha Ran's hands, bound in a cross-folded fashion. At the moment when everything was completed, the woman walked up to Uchiha Ran, knelt down on the ground, and said very formally, "For the first time, I am Icarus, an all-purpose robot for entertainment and strategy, and I will satisfy everything for you. Wish, my lord, 99. After speaking, Icarus bowed deeply. Her career line wrapped in a battlesuit is particularly dazzling. Azabui and Tsunade both sighed when they saw it. Advertisement, Icarus. Uchiha Ran's pupils shrank. Rao was almost unable to hold back his laughter because of his temperament and level. This is the grand prize. Boom. Suddenly, a cloud of smoke rose in Hokage's office. Jiraiya's figure appeared, and she shouted with a doubtful expression. Is this something that fell from the sky? Is this what the sky is like? A universal machine angel for entertainment? Why, it's not fair, I'm not convinced. Jiraiya let out a piercing howl. And his reaction awakened all those who were in shock because of Icarus hooking. The next moment, the Jinbang chat channel exploded directly. Onogi. That's what the things that fall from the sky really mean. Luosha. Are the SWAT police beautiful these days? When I saw it, my heart pounded, and I couldn't help it. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hagoromo. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hamura. Open black lens bracket Black Zetsu. Tiao, do you want to die? Close black lens bracket. Luluo. I always knew that you were sullen, but I didn't expect to release myself after death. Gaara. Mother, beat him up and ask my uncle to help. Yashimaru. Gaara, this is not good, my brother-in-law is not in the Pure Land now, but in Shinigami's belly, otherwise he wouldn't let himself go like this. Open black lens bracket Gaara. Understood, I will find a way to resurrect him, and then kill him, close black lens bracket. Everyone. Tanker Tobarama. The owner of this voice made me call out in my imagination, close black lens bracket. Brilliant Hand Hashirama. Fourth Cascade said it's good, the unique charm from heaven, my brother has the tendency of psychads to bloom, Died Boy is too enviable. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito. At Laisho Tobarama, immediately, I want to reincarnate, close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara. Hashi Hot Mom, believe it or not, I will seal you up and let you return to the Pure Land. Open black lens bracket Wisdom Hashirama. Madara, don't get angry as easily as Mito. When a normal man encounters such a good thing that a beautiful woman from the sky can be said, it can't be a whole sentence? Open black lens bracket Yan Sho Tobarama. Big brother, you comfort Madara and don't comfort your sister-in-law. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito. Hashirama, wait for the old lady, and the sealing techniques package will come again for you. Tanker Hashirama. Shish, whistle. Advertisement. Not only Luo Sha, even the rough hand Hashirama has released himself on the gold list. But this also shows how shocked everyone is about Icarus Hook. A good prop reward. Actually rewarding a special beauty with body, beauty, wings and halo above her head. And call the master as soon as you come up. Who can stand this? Uchiha Ran seemed to have resisted, but they can't. Tears of envy flowed wildly from the corners of his mouth. Little junior brother, do you know what's going on with the tool you said? Jiraiya asked with red eyes. He is more envious than anyone else, even a little jealous. Previously, he had 2 chances to draw a lottery, the first time he got a prop, and one of the worlds was a thing that fell from the sky. But he thought that the world of things from heaven was similar to the world of ninjas, and what he most eagerly wanted to get was the world of the campus, but his wish came true, which made people despair. If what he thought at the time was to draw the world of things that fall from the sky, would he be able to succeed? Even if the first time is unsuccessful, isn't it even a quarter chance for the second draw? This is a beautiful woman who recognizes the Lord. Icarus, of course I know. Uchiha Ran showed a happy expression. But before he could explain, Jin Bang gave everyone the answer directly. Prop Icarus, commentary video, playback starts. In the world of things that fall from the sky, the Earth is the only life star, and there is a floating and constantly moving realm on the surface of the planet, which is the new continent, which is actually the residence of the winged people Xenopus. Winged people are called angels by humans. They live in Xenopus and have super high command and scientific research methods. The Master of the Sky is the creator of the second generation Almighty Angel, the King of Xenopus, whose real name is Minos, extraordinary wisdom, nicknamed Sina Birdman, unparalleled in the development of weapons, representing the defense system of Xenopus, Zeus. Always thinking of surpassing Daedalus in the Almighty Angel. Daedalus is also an angel, and also the creator of a generation of Almighty Angels, who created Icarus, Nymph and Astraea. 1. Icarus has unparalleled strength, that is the all-purpose angel for strategy. Time has come to the ancient times, the Lord of the Sky, Minos, ordered to attack the ground. Icarus was the pioneer, showing barely strong power. During the period, he suddenly fell into a malfunction and had to be initialized. Therefore, he fell to the ground and was accidentally encountered. When her humans gave the order to attack Xenopus, Icarus accepted the order and began to counterattack Xenopus, but was killed by the Xenopus with the only weapons, Nymph, Astraea and Harpy barely stops, though, and Xenopus is almost completely destroyed. The Xenopus feared the power of Icarus to seal Icarus. In order to prevent the same thing from happening again, the Xenopus installed a device in the core of Icarus. Once Icarus did not allow it approaching Xenopus, the device will cause Icarus to spontaneously ignite. The commentary video ends here, and 3 minutes later, the 10 finalists in the next round will be announced. 3 o'clock, 2:59. The content of the commentary video is not long, and it briefly mentions the world background and the existence of Xenopus. Advertisement. Then I gave Minos, Lord of the Sky, some shots, and a few more shots for Daedalus, mainly on how he made a generation of almighty angels. The ninjas watching the video thus know why Icarus is defined as a prop. It turns out that he is a mechanical winged man, angel, made by an alien, but he has a command comparable to that of a human being, and at the same time, the master has countless powerful means. Next, they saw for themselves how powerful a part of Icarus was. The first is the powerful self-healing ability, which can quickly recover after being attacked and damaged. After the SWAT enters the Queen of Air and Air mode, the recovery speed is unreasonable than that of reincarnation. The pressure-resistant diving depth is 3 brown rice, and the flight speed can reach Mach 24, about 29,401.92 km per hour, which is a multiple of the speed of sound. Icarus has a permanent rear-end air-to-air missile as a means of attack. There is also an absolute defense circle, which can defend against all known attacks except for a Nori's, Straea's ultra-vibrational particle lightsaber. Ninjutsu. The ninjutsu can be blocked with a high probability. Even S rank cannot break the ninjutsu defense. This is true absolute defense, right? It has also been said that Icarus has the final weapon Apollo, which has a very high destructive power and can cause a huge explosion range, and a single blow can destroy a country. This is not a national level combat power, but a second level combat power, a proper ground cleaning power. The main thing is that Icarus can fly into the atmosphere and even into the sky. If you put it in the ninja world, maybe you can fly directly to the moon. If she flew high into the sky and fired cannons at the 5 major countries. I found myself completely powerless, and Icarus is a robot, completely immune to genjutsu. There is absolute defense, not afraid of ninjutsu set fire. Invincible. That, little junior brother, is this Icarus really that strong? Jiraiya glanced at Sanmu Icarus and asked in disbelief. This. Uchiha Ran smiled, turned to look at the sky outside the window, and said indifferently. You said, how about letting Icarus fire at the moon with full firepower? Everyone is just looking to see if Otsutsuki Kagaya is really sealed inside. 19. Everyone. Otsutsuki Sharon, Yui and Ichimura brothers. Quality. Black Zetsu. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. I agree. Chapter 104 Otsutsuki Kagaya. Come, shoot me, customize. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. The concubine is also very curious about the strength of this Icarus. Let her shoot at the moon. Be sure to use all her strength. Hearing what Uchiha Ran said, Kagaya rolled his eyes with a little excitement. Now she is not the end of the 4th ninja world in the original trajectory. She has just woken up from the seal of a rough age and many years, and her mind has not turned much. It has been 7 days since Jinbang woke her up, during which she has been diving in the Jinbang chat area, watching the ninjas of this era chat and extract useful information. She is no longer stupid, sweet and slow, Kagaya, but she has more knowledge than ordinary people, and her brain turns faster than ordinary people. The ancestor of Zara, Kagaya G. As smart as she is, she can see that Icarus definitely has the strength to destroy the moon. So, can't she get out of the seal? Now that he has Chara from 1 tail to 4 tails, as long as he takes back 5 tails to 9 tails, he can return to his peak. In this era, there are no 2 evil sons, Yuya and Hamura, to seal her. As for the gold list, Otsutsuki Kagaya has the confidence to be on any list and win the first place. She was already in a position of strength if she was awarded the first place in the gold list every time. Who can surpass her? Surprisingly, this gold list is the Ninja World Gold List, only covering the scope of the Ninja World, so the Otsutsuki clan who are walking in the universe outside the world will not be on the list. When her strength grows to a level that even the Otsutsuki clan chiefs cannot match, what else does the world need to fear? To understand all this, Otsutsuki Kagaya was desperate to get off the moon. And now that the opportunity comes, it is natural to seize it. I'm just joking with an example, do you still believe it? Uchiha Ran said strangely. 953 This Otsutsuki Kagaya is really stupid and sweet, and he actually believes what he obviously says to play. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. How dare you lie to me? I was just joking, you took it seriously. Uchiha Ran said a little speechlessly. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. So you're lying to me? Close black lens bracket Uchiha Ran frowned slightly, pushed up his glasses, and smiled. To be precise, you yourself are going to be deceived by me. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. So, you're not going to let your tools attack the moon? Why would I do such a stupid thing? Uchiha Ran asked rhetorically. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. I understand, you are afraid of failure, so you dare not do it. I am quite surprised that you will be aggressive, Uchiha Ran said with a smile. Advertisement, but his smile fell to Kaguya's eyesight, and damn it. How dare this man lie to her? In this world, how could a man lie to him? Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. Junior, wait for the concubine to get away, you must look good. It's good to have confidence, but you can't. Uchiha Ran directly laning Otsutsuki Kagaya through the live room. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. Junior, you know nothing about the power of a concubine. 10 Tails Jinchuriki, White Eye and Reincarnation Sharingan 2 Pupil Techniques, good at using the blood snares. Wangshen Hirazaka. Tianji Yuzhong. Are you sure I know nothing about your power? Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. You actually know? Who the hell are you? Anyway, it's not the Otsutsuki clan. Uchiha Ran said easily. I'm not someone you fear, I can even read it with you. It's not just killing a partner who wants you to sacrifice, so don't worry about it at all. Adia, Otsutsuki Kagaya. Junior, I'm getting more and more interested in you, but since you know me, why do you think your tools can beat me? Her power of rhyme in the video is really good, than me. Hanging is not enough, but Kagaya is confident that his strength is far above Icarus. In terms of physique, both sides can be considered immortal and can recover quickly after being injured. In terms of defense, Icarus's absolute defense circle is very powerful, but she has the 80 Gods air attack that shakes the sky with immortality, attacking and defending together, and flying beyond time and space, attacking and killing ashes. Even if these two tricks don't work, she still has the inflated truth-seeking ball. This trick can seal the power of everything and summon the chaotic black sphere. With the nature of destroying everything, it can return the world to nothingness and become a new one. The starting point of the space. As for the speed, she is not as fast as Icarus, but she can use the space ninjutsu Wangshen Hirazaka, and she can also use the Heavenly Imperial Vice Admiral to transfer to other spaces in an instant. The spaces that can be moved include lava, ice and snow, hypergravity, sand, acid, etc. space. In terms of floor scrubbing ability, Infinite Tsukuyomi is not more powerful than the global police attack. In short, she didn't think she would lose. Do you think the video is showing all the strength of Icarus? Otsutsuki Kaguya's confidence made Uchiha Ran amused. This woman is surprisingly cute, but she didn't know that what was shown in the video was Icarus closing his eyes. Not to mention that Icarus has the Uranus star system, which allows Icarus to use the ultra-high heat body to compress the naval guns, making it look like a multifunctional mobile artillery base, and the destructive power of the final attack is very powerful. Trans-atmospheric spread to outer space. And this is just Icarus in the state of the Queen of the Sky. And if he starts the Pandora program, he can do it again. The first is to have a permanent rear-end air-to-air missile, each powerful enough to destroy a Merlin artificial angel. The absolute defense circle can not only resist all attacks, but also calculate the error and reflect. Advertisement dual variable wing tradition. Icarus's evolved equipment can achieve power that was previously unreachable. There is also the ultimate ultra-high heat body compression against naval guns. The power and performance have been greatly improved, and continuous attacks on the Earth will soon be able to detonate the planet. In addition, there are auxiliary equipment movable armor. By reducing its own armor, it can greatly improve the sign-back performance, and achieve acceleration and acceleration. These, following on, are the real strengths of Icarus. It can be said that after Uchiha Ran has Icarus, he has temporarily reached the level of invincibility in the ninja world. Even if it is Otsutsuki Ura style and the others, they can kill a child with one shot. Kagaya, the waters of all realms are too deep for you to hold on. And Anshin is an otaku girl on the moon, and if she can become stronger, she will become stronger. Your strength is not enough in front of Icarus. Saying that, Uchiha Ran suddenly took off his glasses, then stretched out his hand to brush his hair, revealing shrewd black pupils. The times have changed. Next, I have the final say in the ninja world. At this moment, Uchiha Ran's haki is revealed. No one expected that Uchiha Ran, who was suave just a moment ago, would suddenly become so haki. It actually sounded the entire ninja world to declare sovereignty. How strong is Icarus, and how can he continue to give him such confidence? No one knew the answer, but no one to refute or provoke Uchiha ran. Even if they don't know the true strength of Icarus, the tip of the iceberg in the video is enough for them to be cautious in their words and deeds and not dare to provoke them. Otherwise, people will directly give your country a shot. How many people can survive? When the 5 shadows meet, I, Hokage, will stand above all of you. Uchiha Ran reached out and rubbed Icarus' hair, and the latter squinted his eyes, showing a cat-like expression of enjoyment. It looks harmless to humans and animals, but it has the ability to wash the ground. For Uchiha Ran's request, the shadow of the 4 hidden villages has no objection at all. They are not Konoha's opponents, why are they stubborn? Yo, at this moment, the golden bell rang. Without anyone paying attention, or being shocked by Uchiha Ran, the 3-minute countdown ended. The summoning beast list continues to announce the information on the list. A dynamic stereoscopic image emerges. Advertisement. A fairly good-looking young woman was wearing a knee-length trench coat with black mesh close-fitting short sleeves and a necklace hanging around her neck. Midori Anko, Konoha ninja, one of the 3 direct disciples of Orochimaru, also has the spell of the sky left by Orochimaru on his neck. The art of summoning, image Midori Anko squatted on the ground, Yuyin performed ninjutsu. Followed, a long brown hair, smeared with pink eyeshadow black extended to the nose, pale skin, wearing a golden crown on the head, with a golden ball on top of the crown, wearing a white gown, with 3 hooks on the chest. Green jewelry, a girl like a flower like jade appears with the smoke hook. This scene surprised everyone. Midori Anko's summoning rhyme came. Is it actually a person? Could it be that people who sign contracts with people can be called summoning beasts after being summoned? This situation is really weird, but after a brief shock, the old driver was not calm again. Jiraiya. At Orochimaru, I've been wrong about you all these years. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Are you still pretending to be with me? Anko is your disciple and signed a summoning contract in Yongjadam. The summoning beasts who can summoning all come from there, and this beautiful woman must be too. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. You must have known about the existence of this beauty, but telling me, it makes no sense at all. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. What, you have nothing to say? Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Jiraiya. The truth will make you cry. Close black lens bracket. Jiraiya. Cry? It's definitely impossible for me to cry in this life, at most. Orochimaru's back was cold, and he was almost scared to pee. I saw the camera in the Jinbang live broadcast room turned, and the screen returned to somewhere in Longdi Cave. Midori Anko is rediscovered by reverse summoning. Immediately after, Ruzan-ji, who was judged by Jiraiya to be a beautiful woman, came to Anko with a smile, and suddenly changed his face. Little girl, welcome to Longji Cave. When the words fell, Ruzanheim's beautiful face suddenly turned into a snake face, her teeth became sharp, and her tongue was blue like a snake letter. Jiraiya. All. 20th place. Raijin-ji, one of the senior leaders of Longdi Cave, the elder-level trusted confidant of the White Snake Immortal, with an extremely powerful sage jutsu shirella in his body, who is mainly responsible for screening those who enter the Longdi Cave for trials. Blood Pact. Hand Wash Anko, Chapter 105. The first intermediate lottery in all worlds, the inheritance of the Pirate Empress. Please customize. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Fog grass. What is this? 99. Monster. In Konoha Hokage's office, Naruto let out a shrill scream. His whole face was as blue as a cucumber, and he shrank to the corner, his body trembling uncontrollably. So horrible. A beautiful woman suddenly turned into a snake spirit, which is really terrible for him who is afraid of ghosts. Everyone. Throughout the ninja world, many people were frightened by this change of Mizuhime, and Naruto was by no means an exception. Among them, Jiraiya is definitely the leader who has been traumatized in his heart. When he first met Ruzanheim, he had already started thinking about going to talk to Orochimaru and begging the other party to introduce the beauty to him. The old brother has been single for so many years. Although Uji girl has never worked, but seeing that Tsunade has little hope, he can't be single, right? The beauty turned out to be a snake, but also, lion majesty. Who can bear this? If you do something like that, you suddenly have a wave of transformation. Jiraiya shuddered. He felt that he would have to find a custom shop with a hot spring to comfort his injured soul. Orochimaru. Jiraiya. I will meet you with summoning Ruzanheim when I return to Konoha. Jiraiya. Please, listen to one please. You know what I have always liked is Tsunade, who harmed me. Open black lens bracket Tsunade. Love me, no result. Orochimaru. Spray, I didn't expect you to be sullen for decades, but today I confessed, it seems that I really let it go. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. What are you talking about? Close black lens bracket, Orochimaru. The ability to pretend to be silly, but it is still the true color of the rhyme. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Hey, Orochimaru, I have endured you for a long time. Close black lens bracket. Orochimaru. You didn't say that before I decided to go back to the village. Tsunade. Spray, I saw it early, you two are true love. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket beautiful hand Tobirama. It's even harder? Wisdom Hashirama. I don't know about this. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito. Beautiful hand Hashirama. Mito, I can point them on the right path, know how to keep the distance between the same sex, like me, find you. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara. Hashi hot mom, your account has been hacked? Yansho Hashirama. Madara, you are so stupid, I can't speak, can't you hire someone to give me advice? Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito. I'm happy for a second. Say, who do you want to be your military advisor? Uchiha ran. Cough, let me interject, Orochimaru is not a senior but a senior now, Shodai, you can't help much. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Senior sister. What do you mean? Uchiha ran. Literally, Orochimaru is now female. Open black lens bracket Tsunade. Female, advertisement open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Girl. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Jiraiya, I feel like you were thinking something very rude. Jiraiya. Orochimaru, I didn't expect you to like this tune. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Ah, mere body, I only value talent, what is sex? Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. You really don't understand the happiness of men at all. Orochimaru. I understand that both men and women are happy, you idiot. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. How did you become a woman? Open black lens bracket Uchiha ran. The technique of reincarnation. You can let your soul invade the policeman's body using chara as a medium, swallow it and occupy it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Got it, this is Orochimaru's road to immortality. Uchiha ran. That's what it means, but this technique is much worse than the technique of seizing the body. Every time it is used, the soul will be damaged, and the power of the vagina will be greatly reduced. The more resistant you are to being swallowed, the longer it will take to recover. Close black lens bracket. Orochimaru. Junior brother, you really understand my abilities. Uchiha ran. I also understand your character, this technique of reincarnation has been abandoned by you. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Gia, little junior brother, I am more and more interested in you, but before that, can you talk about the art of seizing the house? Close black lens bracket. Uchiha ran. You can understand it as an optimized version of reincarnation. The soul is completely swallowed, not only will not be injured but also enhance the soul power, perfectly inherit the body, swallow the life and so on. Orochimaru. I'm not worthy, can my little brother have this ability? After I want to get a good body, I won't change it again. Open black lens bracket Uchiha ran. I don't, but you can kill Otsutsuki clan when the time comes. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hamura. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hagoromo. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Sharon. Open black lens bracket Uchiha ran. The three of you are far from the real Otsutsuki clan, and even before Kagaya became 10 Tails Jinchuriki, it was not even a single star. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. You actually know wedges. Open black lens bracket Uchiha ran. Is it worth talking about? Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. Killing you is a waste, may I surrender to my concubine? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uchiha ran. Sleep a little longer in the moon, you will have everything in your dreams. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. You wait for your concubine. Open black lens bracket Uchiha ran. Incompetent, Jiwi will speak harshly. Kaguya's chest rose and fell. She was angry. This kind of emotion was only experienced when Yui and Hamura betrayed. This man made her unable to control her emotions. Hiss. Everywhere in the ninja world, countless thumbs up to Uchiha ran. It's not that the temperament has become hockey, it's that everything has become hockey. What about the ancestor of Chara? What happened to the mother who created Sage of Six Paths? Seiyu, bear with you, at this time, the information behind Jin Wood Expulsion's name change. Advertisement summoning beast reward options 1. The orthodox Taoist cultivation method, can go to the Jindan realm. 2. The method of transforming a dragon into a demon. Contractor reward. Intermediate myriad realms inheritance draw x1. Mizuhime's list reward options and Enko's list reward rhyme are now available. The former gets 2 kinds of cultivation methods, and the latter is designated to inherit the lottery. From the intermediate level, it can be seen that this time the ranking reward, the level has been directly improved by grade. Cultivation method? No mosquito blood? Seeing her options, Rosenheim showed a disappointed expression. With the popular science of Uchiha ran before, and the temptation of fire dragon blood obtained by Shinya, she is extremely eager for mosquito blood. Originally, he thought that his ranking must be in front of Shinya, and the reward he got must be just right, maybe he could get the mosquito blood that directly transformed his body. Wouldn't that take off in one step? Madness. At this time, an ethereal voice sounded in Raijinji's ear, startling her, and quickly admitted her mistake. Immortal, this subordinate is wrong, 99. The voice of the white snake immortal continued. These 2 rewards are definitely better than the mosquito blood Shinya got, don't question the authority of the golden list, 93. But which one is better and more appropriate, you can ask Uchiha Ran. He has a relationship with us. That's right, Uchiha Ran has established an intercropping relationship with the entire Ryuji cave. The time is 3 days ago, in fact, as early as the day of Konoha's collapse plan, Uchiha Ran left the imprint of the god of thunder on Orochimaru, and it was easy to find the latter after hiding, and had a long talk, or unilaterally solicited. Orochimaru was eventually persuaded. The knowledge of all worlds, the temptation of eternal life, he simply could not refuse. And after Orochimaru agreed to ask the question, Uchiha Ran also gave one of his sincerity. Gold list summoning beast list. A small Luo-Luo-like wand snake is just an appetizer. Uchiha Ran asked Orochimaru summoning to rhyme the snake, and then he left the imprint of the god of thunder on the snake, which made it easy to find the dragon cave. 0 katakana middle dot 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 0 compared with Shibone Forest and Mount Myoboku, Longdi Cave, the 10,000 Snake Cave, can also be said to be a human-devouring cave. The master of Longdi Cave, and also the ancestor, is a white-scaled snake that has survived for more than rough years since the Kagaya era. Powerful sage jutsu chakra. For those who come to Longdi Cave to practice, only if they visit with integrity, they will be able to meet the White Snake Immortal. There are people who are specially responsible for screening those who enter the Longdi Cave. If they fail the test, with the permission of the White Snake Immortal, they will be swallowed by the high-level Orochi, Tien Zinshin Ji, Ichishima Ji, and Manjin Ji. After passing the trial, the White Snake Immortal will use her fangs to inject natural energy into them. If the opponent cannot bear it, she will eat the opponent whole. Orochimaru is known as Lang Kun. After passing the test, it is said that he did not have the courage to see the White Snake Immortal again for the second time, and even the 3 snakes under his command did not dare to meet him. Up and down. The 10,000 snakes will be so violent that every time they ride for Orochimaru, they will ask for a different number of living people as a reward. However, after Uchiha Ran expressed his intention, he easily met the White Snake Immortal, and, relying on the knowledge point of summoning beast, persuaded the other party to sign the summoning silent contract. The White Immortal couldn't refuse the reward that he could get on the gold list. Advertisement. This is also the reason why Nara Shikaku is happy in the front. Uchiha Ran's speculation is accurate, and the contract signed with the 3 holy places is not asking for others, but mutual benefit, and it is a win-win situation. And if the White Snake Immortal wants to continue on the list in the future, he will ask for help. Because summoning beasts must have contractors, as for saying that they took the initiative to find a weak person to sign. A single strand summoning beast can't stand this humiliation. Your Excellency 5th Hokage, which one do you think is better for your concubine? 93. After being instructed by the White Snake Immortal, Ruizenji asked Uchiha Ran through the live broadcast room. In the end, she seemed a little unwilling to give up, and asked, "Why can't my concubine get mosquito blood?" Uchiha Ran. If the world is respected by humans, choose one. You can transform into a spirit beast, survive easily and become stronger, and you can master spells. Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Ran. If you are in a world where monsters and beasts are respected, you can choose 2 from the same ancestry, and it is more appropriate to ask you. Uchiha Ran. In the ninja world, I suggest you choose 2. Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Ran. There is no mosquito blood option, probably because you don't have mosquito blood in your body. I said earlier that snakes should be transformed into response, and they should be transformed into Jiao Jiao, but this is a bloodline, no treatment, you little snake. It is completely necessary to rely on one's own practice to complete the transformation again and again. Little snake. Ritsuki was a little angry. She is Xianxi, Xian. Choose 2. Raijinji shouted at Jinbang angrily, looking very cute. Some old drivers felt heartbroken again, but think of her real body. Soft again. Start the lottery. When Mizuhime got the reward, Anko, who had never had much sense of presence, continued to speak with some fear. She got the chance to make this list because of the trade between Orochimaru and Uchiha Ran. Although I don't know what agreement the 2 have reached, it is good, and the idiot will not take it. The turntable appears 1. Fighting the World Medusa, Double King. 2. One Piece World, Empress Hanku 3. This time, 10 options appeared. However, there is still only 1 that can be drawn. Eventually, the pointer stops at 2, at the same time. The sea is the world, the daughter country. Hanku, who is about to sleep, opens his eyes. Medium. Chapter 106. The Empress Hanku becomes a Gaga monster in 1 second? Customize. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Pirate World. Combelt, a certain big island. There's new world's famous daughter country, Amazon Beijianli. In the Daughter King's palace, a woman was constantly flipping through the intelligence and news that she had collected recently. The moonlight poured into the hall through the window, highlighting the class of the diligent woman with a slightly wider forehead and a smooth and flat forehead. Woman. Long black hair, combed in G-style, wearing a pair of snake-shaped golden earrings, slender and delicate at the corners of the eyes. Under the long eyelashes are a pair of almond eyes. Dark blue eyes are clear and bright, revealing a little tired and cold. The bridge of the nose is tall and straight, the nose is small, and the lips are soft without a trace of wrinkles. This is a peerless face, but more attractive than this face is the woman's slender and straight legs. This woman is the emperor of the Amazon and Baiwan Kingdom of the Pirate Kingdom, and also the captain of the 9 snake pirates, known as the Pirate Queen, one of the 7 warlords of the sea. Because of her peerless appearance, she was also rated as the world's most beautiful woman by the world. Call. Empress Hancock put down the information she had just processed, stood up and stretched out, revealing her graceful body. Thinking that he can finally rest for a few days, Hanku showed a sincere smile on his delicate face, moved his tired body, and walked towards the hot spring room. Standing in front of the hot spring, she tore down her clothes, revealing her delicate shoulders. At this moment, 953, golden light curtains appeared out of thin air. Who? The Empress was terrified, and a barely strong coercion erupted from her body. The palace of the Naughty Kingdom, and even the city below the palace, are under the visible pressure of this layer. Countless people fell to their knees. If not for the control of the Empress, they would have all passed out. The Empress conquerors? What happened? Did someone break in? Go and see, sister, did something happen? Outside the spa. Boya Marigold and Boya Sandersonia, Hanku's younger sister, hurried over. It's okay, there's been too much news recently, I'm a little tired and overreacted. You guys leave, I'm going to soak for a while. Before Sandersonia and Marigold pushed open the door of the hot spring palace, Hancock's proud voice came, with some laziness. This made the two of them sure that Hanku was all right, even when they retired with the female guards who had arrived long overdue. At this time, Hanku did not enter the hot spring, but put on his clothes again and looked at the golden light curtain with a serious expression, with thought in his eyes. When she saw the light curtain for the first time, she subconsciously thought that it was the ability of some kind of special devil fruit. Some thieves came to tease her. Due to the suddenness of the incident, she unleashed conquerors with a full-range attack. But the light curtain did not disappear, and there was a ray of light lying between her eyebrows, and she was completely unable to resist. Advertisement. Soon she understood the origin of the light curtain. As the emperor of the daughter country, she suspected that it was her nature, and she was also responsible and cautious. She released observation hockey to investigate the surroundings, and she did not find anything wrong. Besides, she was powerless to resist the light from the light curtain. If anyone really wanted to deal with her, these would be little things. Receive the Ninja World Gold List Award, and want to inherit my ability? The initiative is entirely with the master, and this is a deal. Hancock digested the extra information in his mind, fragrant lips. She is the Empress Hanku, and if someone wants to inherit her ability, she doesn't want to agree at all. But the existence of Jinbang made her feel that this was some kind of opportunity. It's always okay to talk, anyway, the initiative is on your side. If you want to get my inheritance from a man, just refuse to accept it. But if you are a woman, you can have a conversation. All heavens and 10,000 realms? The dragon people of Dammit claim to be the people of the gods, ah. Hanku was stunned and chose to connect. Gold list tip. The inheritor agrees to link. Gold list tip. The two parties have successfully linked the world, and the transaction instructions have been conveyed. Gold list tip. Next, Shuangdaogan has 10 minutes to complete the transaction, and it ends with the acceptance or rejection of the inheritor. Gold list tip. The countdown begins, 10 o'clock. 9:59, under everyone's attention, the light curtain opened. Anko's figure was the first to ask in the light curtain. Hanku looked down for a while, but after seeing the obvious sexual police characteristics, his frowning brows eased, and he followed with a condescending attitude and asked, "It's you who want to inherit the ability of a concubine." Accompanied by a nice sound, Hanku's whole body scene shrews are now in the light curtain. A flash of surprise flashed in Uchiha Ran's eyes. The world's first beauty, well-deserved reputation. That kind of charm is not just the skin and skeleton, which are very shallow and beautiful. There are also many peerless beauties in the ninja world, and their personalities are different. The beauty of the Empress, the beauty has a wonderful atmosphere around her, which adds a mysterious charm to her, plus she is the emperor of the daughter country and the pirate empress. Make people feel amazing. Uchiha Ran judged that this should be the effect of the sweet fruit. But through the light, it can exude charm. Are you supposed to be a queen? At least now, the old drivers of the ninja world are directly bombed. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. God, how can there be such a beautiful woman? Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. What's going on today? Why are the beauties hooked one by one? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Wait, isn't this beauty also a yokai? Jiraiya. But it doesn't matter, I can even be a monster. Advertisement, shame on me in the whole ninja world. Tsunade rushed to Jiraiya and punched him. Orochimaru. Strange, as a woman now, I have the feeling of wanting to move, which is not right. Orochimaru means that there is a problem with this involuntary heartbeat. But his words made the LSP's charge. Onogi. It's really not right, you are cold Kun Orochimaru. Fourth generation I. Although you are a girl, your soul is a man. It's normal to be emotionally motivated. Even the old man is moved by this woman and wants to find a Mrs. Rakage for Cloud Shinobi Village. Open black lens bracket Luo Sha. Fourth Rakage, can't you show off your wisdom? Heartbeat is obviously a physiological behavior, commonly known as letting people go. Understand? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Killer B. Big brother, get out, this is your younger brother and sister, Oye. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. So the question is, Orochimaru is heartbroken, do you want to do 100 rooms, or is it a proof of psychological love? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ebisu. Homosexuality is true love, and heterosexuality is just walking the body. Isn't this what you wrote in your book, Mr. Jiraiya? Questions and psychology, aren't they the same thing? Onogi. Lois, black soil, this stepmother, how are you absolutely? Open black lens bracket Lois. Black earth, What do you think of this stepmother? Open black lens bracket black soil. Good sister Haki, I can do it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. If you have something you like, then you can feel the same atmosphere in Hankuk. That kind of heartbeat is the connection between the spirit and the body, and it is the power of the devil fruit, but Hankuk is really beautiful. Anko immediately turned off the other visible functions of Jinbang chat, so Hancock couldn't see the speeches of a group of LSPs. Uchiha Ran gave you the answer without hesitation. At the same time, he performed the technique of flying Thunder God and came to Longi Cave again. A few moments later, he hooked up next to Anko, and also in the light curtain. Your Majesty the Empress, I am Hokage, Konoha Village, Ninja World, first meeting O. Uchiha Ran gave Hanku a warm smile, but did not change his hairstyle and eyes again. At this time, he was domineering and gentle. From the way Hanku said it, he could feel that the Empress had not yet met Luffy. An extremely domineering queen is not something Anko can handle. Hokage, my lord. When Anko saw Uchiha Ran, he changed his outrageous and hardy appearance, and saluted respectfully, with undisguised admiration in his eyes. Originally he just admired and had a crush on Uchiha Ran. But now Haki's exposed Uchiha Ran makes her feel convinced. Okay. Seeing a man appear, Hanku frowned slightly. She disliked Uchiha Ran's attitude and had an urge to end the deal. Even if the temperament and appearance of this man made her who hated men surprised, it was not enough to make her look good. You don't want to inherit the ability of your concubine, right? Hankuli asked coldly. Jin Bang, let her decide to be patient, it's her who wants to get your inheritance. Uchiha Ran patted Anko on the shoulder and said, but you shouldn't appreciate everything she has, so it's up to me to convince you to agree to the deal. He's not interested in Anko. Advertisement to be precise, he was not interested in Anko before. If the latter took the initiative to ask for help, he would naturally Sakagi as a Hokage, but he would not be so active. The reason why he is taking the initiative now is that he is looking forward to what will happen after Anko gets the inheritance of the Empress and becomes a sweet fruit person. If only becomes so attractive, it is not impossible. You're right, everything she has is like a concubine, 99. Hancock nodded slightly. At the beginning of the transaction, Jinbang had already transmitted the basic information of Anko to her. What free body technique, snake escape ninjutsu, was just okay in her opinion. If she can learn it, she is also interested in learning it. But if you want to cross the inheritance, you will lose. Even if her inheritance is a woman from another world. Do you think you can convince the concubine? Or is there something that moves the concubine? Hanku looked at Uchiha Ran with beautiful eyes. Just talking, it's meaningless. 11. Uchiha Ran Haki side leaked. How about a fight, a face-to-face talk? Meet and talk? You mean Jinbang Special Space? 4.0? Yes. According to the rules of the Golden List, only the two parties to the transaction can enter that space and stay for a maximum of 1 hour, but only 1 second has passed by the outside world. How do you enter? I naturally have my own way, as a pirate queen, you won't dare, right? As you wish, it is good. Uchiha Ran turned to look at Anko, met her eyes, and said softly, you challenge Hanku. Hearing Uchiha Ran calling his own name, Hancock's handsome brows furrowed. If we can meet this stinky man later, she must make him look good. Lord 5th generation, you can't get in, right? Anko asked suspiciously. Just start your challenge. Yes. Seeing Uchiha Ran's insistence, Anko nodded and complied. Gold list tip. Midori Anko challenges you, accept. Hanku readily agreed. Immediately after, a second later. Anko's eyes were dazed for a while, and he seemed to be reacting from some situations. On the other side, the Empress was stunned for a moment, and then, sit down on the ground with a plop, covering her face with her hands, tears streaming down her beautiful eyes like spring water, and she asked in a trembling voice. Ran-sama. Just following all that, is it true? Everyone. How come the Empress who is still invincible just around the world has died big? What happened? Chapter 107 No one knows the Empress better than me, Anko or Shiyu of the Hill of Kasumi. Customize. Previous chapter Next chapter Advertisement Land of the Earth, Iwagakure, Tsuchikage Office Building. Third Tsuchikage Onogi, who had grown taller and returned to his middle-aged appearance, sat at the desk, his fingers suddenly stopped and his brows furrowed. What happened? Third Tsuchikage sounded. How can the transformation of this pirate queen be so great in only 1 second? Genjutsu? Not like, Grandpa, do you think it has something to do with 5th Hokage's Mangekyo Sharingan? Haidu suddenly guessed. Anamu's eyes lit up and he said, tell me about your thoughts carefully. Shui-kun, Grandpa, Haiduo held his arms and analyzed it carefully. The last 5th Mizukage Terumi May lottery draw, won the inheritance of Water-kun, didn't something similar happen? The pirate empress who just succeeded also said personally that the inheritor and the inheritee can enter the special space created by the Golden List for a maximum of 1 hour, but it is constant for 1 second to the outside world. In other words, nothing seems to happen to us, but Konoha Ninja Anko may have entered a special space and met the pirate queen. 5th Hokage, in a special way that we don't know, entered a special space with Anko, and has already fought the pirate queen, and has done something else. The black soil analysis is in the right place. In fact, this information is not difficult to find and summarize. From the beginning to the end, Uchiha Ran did not hide anything and said that he would fight the Empress. The sudden change of Empress Yuma is that everyone can guess what special way he has to enter the special space of the Golden List. You're right in your analysis, but this Uchiha Ran is a little too scary. Onogi affirmed the analysis of the black soil, and then showed a diligent expression. Uchiha Ran can even take advantage of the gold list, which is outrageous. It is necessary for me to go to Konoha, isn't it? Black Dynasty Onogi Schwang 03 smiled, revealing a big white fang. Onogi. Sure enough, it was the black-hearted little padded jacket, and Ishin wanted to go to Konoha too, chasing the stars. But this time, his mind has changed a lot. Uchiha Ran looks like a different person after taking his eyes off. 11. Today's Konoha is too powerful, and it's hard to say that it can really unify the world in the future. In the face of the general trend, any resistance is meaningless. Perhaps, something should be done in advance. Inomu secretly decided in his heart that when the summoning beast list is announced and the next list to be announced is announced, he will seriously consider letting the black soil go to Konoha. A 16-year-old girl who has completely inherited his peak strength, is she sincere enough? Damn it, sure enough, what did this Uchiha Ran do? Hidden village of Kiri, Terumi Mei is angry. What the original future 4th Tsuchikage black soil can think of, she, the current 5th Mizukage, can naturally think of it. When she thought of the time Uchiha Ran secretly called Shui-kun in the name of helping her, she was abducted, and she became angry. Lord Mizukage, calm down. Mizukage's assistant Ching stood up, biting his head to persuade. If it hadn't been for 5th Hokage's help, it might not have been possible to get the Water-kun inheritance back then. Mizukage-sama, you have mastered the ability to control fog and ask for rain, whether there is Water-kun does not matter. We, haze as long as you have Mizukage as your guide. Typical straight male comfort. Although what Ching said was true, to the angry Terumi Mei, she was blaming her for not being competent enough, and she could not have inherited it, so there was no need to worry about Water-kun. Advertisement. Shut up, I'll kill you if you're talking, Terumi Mei said murderously. She was angry, it was clear that Uchiha Ran lied to her. This damn Idman, but much better than this idiot in front of him. Green. He is so hard, sure enough, it's a transcription seal. Lulin Ancient Country. Uchiha Madara watched everything that happened in the live broadcast room with a very indifferent expression. Uchiha Ran had guessed everything back when he turned the Water-kun from Terumi Mei's side. At first, he used this trick to transfer the seal to deceive Tobirama and Hashirama. As expected of me Uchiha. Looking up and smiling for a while, Uchiha Madara began to explore the surrounding area again. He came here to look for a sand shinobi named Beizu. According to the news revealed to him by Uchiha Ran, this 100 feet will forcibly devour the seal on the dragon vein blessed by 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, so as to travel to the past and become the minister of Lulin and Lushin. He heard Black Zetsu mention this when he was still hiding in the dark, but because he was old at the time, and he didn't believe in such absurd things as time travel, he didn't believe it. But now it was Uchiha Ran who said it, and he believed it. And Beizu, to be exact, Beizu after devouring a certain dragon vein chara, is the tool he wants to use to fully resurrect himself. As for taking this opportunity to go back in time, Uchiha Madara has no such idea. One after everything has been changed, what should I do if the ninja world golden list is unreasonable? His eyes have been set on Wanji. In the entire ninja world, there are many smart people who see through everything, but there are more ordinary people who don't understand it at all. Everyone looked at the live broadcast room and fell into doubt for a long time. The proud and powerful pirate Empress Haki a second ago has suddenly turned into a crying girl. No matter how you look at it, it's a bit awkward. It's like when Terumi Mei suddenly got the Water-kun inheritance. Master Ran, what happened just now, is it true? Hanku cried for a while, then regained his strength, wiped away his tears, and looked at Uchiha Ran through the light curtain with anticipation on his face. Well, it's true. Uchiha Ran nodded. What just happened? Actually not much, but he defeated Hanku with absolute strength. Like Uchiha Madara's judgment, he placed transcription seals on Anko, and placed 2 in one go, which would trigger when Hankuriel was seen. When asked by Kyoka Suigetsu and the time-devouring ability, Hancock had no room for resistance at all. Hanku grew up in a daughter who advocates force regardless of the old or the weak. People in this family believe that those with power are the most beautiful, and Hankuli is no exception. In addition, Daughter Island is a pirate country, and it advocates violence and power. In the heart of aviation, the most powerful people are the most beautiful. As the emperor of the daughter country, Hanku is naturally the most beautiful person on the island. Advertisement now that he was ruthlessly crushed, Hancock recognized him extremely in his heart. If it wasn't for the man Hancock hated so much in his heart, he might even surrender. And now, just to recognize, but he said at this time that there is a way to remove the imprint of the flying dragon's hoof. And, he experimented on Hanku. The result, of course, was a great success. Although the mark on Hankuli's back was restored after leaving the special space of Jinbang, it did not prevent her from believing. So, now Ji will cry in disbelief. This is not sadness, but tears of joy, happy for herself and her 2 sisters. Kojima does not accept men and is extremely repulsive. The 3 Hankuli sisters were captured by human traffickers in their childhood and used as slaves of the Tianlong people. In the eyes of the Tianlong people, they are almost the same as a dog in the eyes of ordinary people. Even ordinary people will give a good face because of the loyalty of dogs, but Tianlong people will not. That experience made him hate men even more. It was also at that time that the flying dragon people left the slave mark of flying dragon in the hoof behind their backs. This is her greatest shame. Whenever she thinks of what happened back then, her back gets chills. And she became emperor not long after Daughter Island, and few people knew the fact that she had been a slave. In order to cover up, he gradually put on a mask and showed it in front of everyone in an arrogant, violent coon attitude. Tianlong people's slave mark is her dream demon. Uchiha Ran just went around researching and drawing, and found that this imprint is really similar to the imprint of the god of thunder. It is not a simple tattoo, but like sealing techniques. It's no wonder that Hanku has the strength it has now, and it allows this mark to continue to exist. It really can't be destroyed, but in front of him, it is nothing at all, and it can be easily removed without a trace. Master Ran, what do you want? The concubine can agree. Please be a fisherman for your concubine and 2 younger sisters. Hanku sent a sincere invitation, coupled with the appearance of pear blossoms and rain, so many LSPs in the ninja world shouted in their hearts, promise her quickly. At the same time, Hanku's words made them think again. Anything can be done. Is it true? The 5th Hokage-sama was so cool too. Don't forget that. Removing the mark is just a casual thing for me. You just need to agree to Anko to be your inheritor, then she can get a chance to go to your world for a day, and then I will naturally help you and your 2 sisters. Uchiha Ran didn't ask for much. No one knows Hanku better than him. Wait until the imprint is removed. Hanku, including the entire Daughter's Island, will belong to him. Okay, I agree immediately. Advertisement Hanku hurriedly operated on the light curtain. But soon she asked, Master Ran, is it for the inheritance of the fruit ability, or the inheritance of Conqueror's Haki? Can't you give at the same time? The gold list indicates that the reward level is not enough. This Anko can only choose one of the 2, either get the sweet fruit ability and the combat moves developed according to the fruit, or inherit the Conqueror's Haki developed by me at the same level. 22. Is that so? Uchiha Ran pondered for a while, then made a decision for Anko, fruit power. Conqueror's Haki, except for Conqueror's Haki, there may not be this store in this village after 953. Observation Haki and Armament Haki can be learned, and Anko will go to the pirate world at that time, and let Hanku teach by hand. With the same fruit ability, I believe that I can get started quickly. Okay, Dai-sama. Hanku hastily made a choice. The next moment, the 2 light curtains disappeared at the same time. The curtain of light in front of Anko turned into a ray of light and melted into her body. Then, her body began to change dramatically. The first is height. In her 20s, she has grown a few centimeters taller, all of which are added to her legs, making her figure look very slender and instantly improving her legs. Afterwards, her appearance also began to change, but her overall appearance did not change, but her facial features had subtle challenges, such as bigger and brighter eyes, a firmer nose bridge, a more delicate face, and lavender hair turning dark purple. And began to grow, and soon became waist-length hair. What makes men excited and women envy is that the career line has also been replanned. It's not just a matter of growth, it seems to be more stylish. The entire transformation process lasted only 10 seconds. But in these 10 seconds, everyone witnessed how little beauty transformed into a top peerless beauty. Not only the appearance and figure, but also Anko has a mysterious atmosphere, full of special charm, which makes people involuntarily adore. Both men and women kill. Longevity, countless people shouted in their hearts. Uchiha Ran was also surprised by Anko, and his eyes fluctuated. And he always feels that Anko has some attributes now. Just like that famous senior, Shiyu of Kasumigoka. Perhaps I should prepare a silk machine? Uchiha Ran thought. Yo. The golden bell rang on time. The person on the list is Jiraiya again. The art of summoning. Stereoscopic image Jiraiya summons 2 toad sages, Hook Fukusaku and Shima. Number 19. Immortal Shima, one of the top leaders of Mount Myoboku, known as the elder-level capable confidant of immortal grade toad sage, has a very powerful sage jutsu chara in his body, and is mainly responsible for screening those who enter the Mount Myoboku trial people. Blood Pact. Jiraiya 18th place. Immortal Fukusaku, one of the high-level leaders of Mount Myoboku, known as the elder-level capable confidant of the immortal grade toad sage, with an extremely powerful sage jutsu chara in his body, who is mainly responsible for screening those who enter the trial of Mount Myoboku. Blood Pact. Jiraiya, Chapter 108. Want a dozen Jiraiya of Icarus and win the Kagro package? Subscription required. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement. Jiraiya is on the list again. This is something to be concerned about, but no one cared about this meeting, not even Jiraiya. Everyone stared at the Jinbang live broadcast room, watching the woman who had undergone an amazing transformation. Uchiha Ran was no exception, admiring the transformed Midori Anko up close. The purple is long and straight, the pupil color is black and brown, she has a tall figure, full of sensual plump lines, looks very quiet on the outside, delicate facial features, and a perfect beauty with fair skin. In his impression, this is the image of Shiyu of Kasumigoka being driven to the limit. She is also a very charming woman who looks quiet on the outside, but is actually a venomous Tsunere. And now, he sees the shadow of Kasumigoka Shiyu in Midori Anko, or the 2 women are surprisingly similar in appearance. The body has also become very tall, and the golden ratio is divided. There is not a trace of flesh in the place that should be thin, but the place where there should be flesh is full of sensuality. If it weren't for the different overall feeling in the eyes and facial features, he would even suspect that Anko had changed. The transformation brought by sweet fruit is too powerful. But in fact, it just mobilized the optimized embodiment of Anko's optimal genes. At this moment, Uchiha Ran admitted that he was inevitably moved. After all, he is not a monk. And it's not just him who's heartbroken. All those who saw Anko's changes through the live broadcast room were heartbroken at this moment. Open black lens bracket mom, I am finally in love. From this moment, the first love has an image. The police are disgusting. Your first love can have this level. The ancestral graves are not enough to smoke, they have to catch fire. When I saw Miss Midori Anko, I felt my heartbeat when I saw Miss Fuji Kyuki Fuhua Koyuki, in the movie. Open black lens bracket looks like you're going to be Midori-san's licking dog. Originally, I was full of despair in this dark ninja world, but the moment I saw Miss Midori Anko, I finally found the meaning of life. Open black lens bracket Ms. Midori Anko, always drop God. Close black lens bracket, Onogi. Lois, your stepmother has changed, you should go to the Pirate Empress. Huang Tu. Dad, it is not respectful to be young and old. This is the stepmother I want to find for Huang Tu, your new daughter-in-law. Fourth generation I. Can you two have a face? This is my fourth generation Mrs. Lei. I decided to marry Konoha, and the dowry should be Mabui and she to fifth Hokage. Azabui. Boss, you are really crazy. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket killer B. Big brother, let's duel. Only the winner is eligible to marry Miss Midori Anko. Yan Sho Tobarama. You all get out of the way. My Konoha girl is not married. At hand-in-hand Hashirama. Brother, your brother. I think it's time to solve the unsolved marital affairs that year. The eldest brother is like a father. You help me solve it. Close black lens bracket. Tanner Hashirama. Brother, you can't handle such a beauty. Let brother come. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito. Open black lens bracket beautiful hand Hashirama. Mito, do you believe me when I said I was just playing tricks? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito. Believe it or not, you're done. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kashina. It's really beautiful. I can't even feel jealous when a woman sees it. It's too enviable. 1. Advertisement open black lens bracket Tsunade. Although it is not as good as me in that respect, it perfectly fits the body shape. It looks natural and not abrupt. I adore it. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Chirumi Mei. These legs are too straight and well proportioned. How can you have such great legs? Black soil. My legs are sighing to myself. Open black lens bracket Tamari. In the words of 5th Hokage, what the hell is a leg shadow? Close black lens bracket. Hey tu. I don't know, this sentence came from Fuji's heart. Fenghua Xiaoshui. In terms of appearance and figure, this hall is also admired. Fortunately, I am still a female famous name, and I have a status bonus. Open black lens bracket Azabui. It's all because of the inheritance of the Pirate Queen. I just wanted to hear about the inheritance of Conqueror's Haki and the inheritance of fruits. Can 5th Hokage tell me what's going on? The men are crazy about the changed Midori Anko, and they are overwhelmed. Women are equally excited, but more of a yearning. Midori Anko can do it, can't they? What woman doesn't aspire to be prettier? At this moment, women are more interested in Midori Anko than men. Even a woman like Azabui, who is very calm in life, resisted asking. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. As you can imagine, this is the power of sweet fruit. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. There is a special product in the world of pirates called devil fruit. After eating it, you can get some superpowers. You can understand it as having some kind of effect similar to the limit of blood, such as the explosive fruit eaten by Deidara before. Now Anko gets the sweet fruit ability directly. Uchiha Ran. Devil fruits are divided into superhuman, natural, and animal. Deidara's explosive fruit and the sweet fruit that Anko now gets are both superhuman. Uchiha Ran. The devil fruit is theoretically not high or low, and the extent of its ability depends on its own strength and development. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. Sweet fruit is a superhuman fruit. It does improve the appearance of the user, but it is more inclined to beautify the user. It amplifies itself a bit and eliminates the disadvantage. At the same time, it gives a special aura and atmosphere to form a special charm. Anko can such an amazing change now is mainly because she has a good foundation. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. If you want to change your appearance, there is an amazing effect of a smooth fruit. After eating it, you can become a smooth and tender person. As long as they are normal women, they have a beautiful heart. Their thoughts are easy to guess. Uchiha Ran doesn't mind acting as a popular science portrait, by the way, to pave the way for the next thing. He had just gotten a rough idea of the timeline from Hanku's side. When Anko goes to Pirate World, if the layout is right, he can do a lot of things in one day. Thinking about it, Hanku has already started to prepare according to the agreement with him in the special space. Devil fruit, after swallowing, can have strange abilities. After swallowing, you can become a ninja similar to the Blood and Limit. Sweet fruit and Superman fruit can improve a person's appearance and charm. Swat is a slippery fruit, and a peerless ugly girl can also become a peerless beauty. As Uchiha Ran predicts, anyone who learns about the effects of devil fruit will inevitably have a new yearning for it. The Swat are female ninjas, and they are all thinking about how to get on the gold list and then get the devil fruit. At this time, in the live broadcast room of Jinbang suddenly shot two golden beams, covering Fukasaku and Shima on Jiraiya's shoulders. Until this time, everyone reacted, and Jiraiya was on the summoning beast list again. The reason for the list is Fukasaku and Shima, who are called immortals by Jiraiya. Advertisement. Looking at the situation in the live broadcast room, Fukasaku and Shima chose the reward. The golden light quickly dissipated, and a burly middle-aged man with a height of 1.8 meters and a resolute appearance appeared on the right side of Jiraiya, wearing clothes with hooked jade. On the left of Jiraiya, there is a middle-aged woman with a height of 1.7 meters and a gentle and mature appearance. Shen Zuo Shenren, 99, Shima immortal. Jiraiya looked at the two who were successfully transformed with a strange expression on her face. Both Fukasaku and Shima are old toads, how can they transform into middle-aged people? Suddenly thinking of something, Jiraiya updated the information after looking at the ranking of the summoning beasts on the gold list. Summoning reward options. Peak transformation, it can be restored to the peak of strength, and has a frog fairy body, a certain attribute of the master contractor, all ninjutsu, bloodline optimization. 2. Little magical power package, bigger and smaller, swallowing and refining, Balion. Contractor reward. Intermediate 10,000 realms draw x2. Sure enough, the reward has appeared. Fukasaku and Shima are Toad Sage. They did not pay too much attention to the changes in Midori Anko's body, but paid more attention to their own list rewards. And they immortals chose one. The image of a middle-aged man is completely understandable when his strength is at its peak. My son, Dad, this feels really good. Shima moved to dry his body and showed a satisfied smile on his face. Great chance. Fukasaku nodded deeply. In Hokage's office, everyone watched the entire transformation process up close and couldn't help but be amazed. However, Tsunade was obviously not interested in these things. Instead he rubbed his hands in front of Jiraiya and said with a smile, Jiraiya, there are still 2 chances to draw for the intermediate level. Congratulations, congratulations. Seeing Tsunade's performance, Hashirama pricked up his ears. Jiraiya's eyes twitched, instantly guessing what Tsunade was going to say. Immediately after, he showed Bayo's exaggerated smile and said stinky fart. It's okay, I just took the primary twice, and I don't feel very much. It's very Versailles. Many people admired it. Tsunade smiled and said, since this is the case, how about coming to me for the intermediate level lottery draw? How did this get you here? Jiraiya raised an eyebrow. As soon as Tsunade saw the show, he immediately said, it's the first time you smoke it yourself. It's up to me to call the time for the second start. You know, I'm lucky. If you don't add the last sentence, I might as well agree. But Tsunade's luck won't even be affected by the gold medal lottery, right? Jiraiya pondered for a while and decided not to rush to agree. If you get something good the first time, it's better to give Tsunade a try on the second chance. But if his first draw was an African chief, Tsunade would be even more unreliable. Advertisement but outright rejection is not good. Thinking of this, Jiraiya rolled her eyes and suddenly said to the camera in the live room, Orochimaru, I think the relationship between us can be changed. Orochimaru. I will not call the shots for Anko in this regard. Orochimaru, you really understand me. 3. Jiraiya winks. Everyone was speechless. Are you a lecherous little guy hard to understand? Open black lens bracket Anko. Uncle Jiraiya, you are kidding me. We are different generations, and I like to die adults. Jiraiya. You can say you don't like me, seniority does not matter. But why? Nuo Li how? Can divide the discomfort, Uchiha Ran can do it. Orochimaru. Junior brother, it seems that the relationship between us has changed. Orochimaru is a little different. Anko actually has the courage to show his love directly on the gold list. Maybe it's because of the optimization of the appearance and the improvement of strength, so the confidence has also become stronger? Or, sweet fruit also comes with an added confidence boost? Uchiha Ran. I am Konoha Hokage, you are the deputy director of Konoha NG Research Department, the relationship between superiors and subordinates, just understand it yourself. Orochimaru. Anko, I take it as my own daughter. Uchiha Ran. I see, otherwise you wouldn't give her this chance to be on the list. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Treat her well. Uchiha Ran didn't answer, just looked at Anko the same. The latter suddenly showed a shy expression, but he was very moved in his heart. Orochimaru teacher, still good to her, seeking a blow. Jiraiya shook her head in frustration, but she was talking on purpose. However, when his eyes inadvertently swept to Icarus, who was sitting obediently in the seat of Uchiha Ran, his eyes lit up. Lottery. The things that fall from the sky, give me a dozen. Icarus. I'm afraid this person is not seriously ill. The familiar turntable segment is constantly present, and the pointer finally stops at the pet area. Go on. Jiraiya called out with ease. The contents of the carousel changed suddenly. When he saw the above content clearly, Uchiha Ran's originally nonchalant eyes changed. This is a catgirl set. Chapter 109 Jiraiya's quirky painting style during the lottery draw, prostituting a beautiful catgirl for free. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement Konoha Village, Hokage office. Uchiha Ran suddenly appeared with the transformed Midori Anko. The art of flying Thunder God is really a convenient and eye-catching space ninjutsu. And almost as soon as they hooked, Anko became the center of attention. With the exception of Uchiha Ran and Jiraiya, all attention was on the lottery wheel. 1. Love Live, World, Starry Sky 2, Lost Cat Overrun the World, Fog Kill Hope. 3. My Sister Can't Be So Cute, Wagang Liuli 4, Toho Project World, Baked. 5. Dongdu Cat World, Dao Gong Li 6, Protect the World, Feiju. 7. The World of Chocolate and Vanilla, Chocolate. 8. The World of Chocolate and Vanilla, Vanilla. 9. The World of Chocolate and Vanilla, Coconut. 10. Chocolate and Vanilla World, Gui, Gold List Tip. Those who get the reward can take the initiative to remove 1 to 5 auctions and increase the chance of winning other auctions. 10 auctions, corresponding to 10 different pets, come from different worlds, or the same world. Compared with the primary lottery, the intermediate lottery has expanded the lottery scope from 5 to 10, but the winners can also remove some auctions. According to his own analysis, Uchiha Ran judged that under normal circumstances, the upper limit of the intermediate level lottery should also be increased. For example, when Bai received the inheritance of Yi Shilong in the lottery, he could only get Zanpakuto Hiranmaru Shikai, but if it was placed in the intermediate level, maybe the Hiranmaru solution can be drawn. However, this improvement he did not see in that Jiraiya this draw. Not only that, he also seriously doubted that this lottery was downgraded. If the world is classified according to the world level, the world where these pets live is not even comparable to the ninja world, so this is actually an intermediate world? However, when it comes to Jiraiya's words before the lottery, his mouth twitches inevitably. So, is this a problem with the gold list, or is it a problem with Jiraiya? The golden list should be similar to the existence of the 10,000 worlds heavenly Tao will, and it has its own set of fair operating rules, and there is a high probability that there will be no problems. Conclusion. Is Jiraiya's problem? Uchiha Ran began to think about how to get Jiraiya to give up. Catgirl's water is too deep, senior brother, you can't control it. But Cat Niang is Cat Niang. What about Shinkong 957, Wu Shashi, and Wagang Liuli? Uchiha Ran smacked his tongue secretly, thinking that there might be something wrong with the golden list. It is completely understandable that pet catgirls should be equated. Ru Feiju, although a cat princess, is a descendant of the cat demon clan who has always been loyal to Tianhe, and the master is a powerful swordsman. But Starry Sky, Wu Shashi, and Wagang Liuli were very pure ordinary people. Star Rin is just a cheerful, lively, energetic girl high school student who wants to join the track and field club at first, but after helping Koizumi Ko join the idol group and Ask Muse, she was also invited to join and became a member of the group, Newcomer Idol. This one's catgirl, just dressed up once, is it counted? Does the legendary single bet count as a bet? The second Wu Shashi is also a high school student and a pastry chef. He has a quiet personality, has never seen the world, and has a natural personality. He has no resistance to behavior that will attract attention. He is always expressionless, but she is an all-purpose teenage girl, with a talent for rhythm in study, sports, piano performance, etc. Wu Shaxi's stunt is to imitate a cat, to appease the cat and to touch his head, and his hairstyle is very similar to cat ears, so he has the attribute of catgirl. Does that count? Advertisement. The third character, Wagang Liuli, nicknamed Black Cat, on the internet, is a Japanese-style beauty with beautiful long black hair and fair skin. She usually dresses up in a gothic loli lily, giving people a gloomy personality and inaccessibility. A poisonous tongue, a radio girl with a middle two disease. Wagang Liuli will also dress herself up as a catgirl. Can this count? The other 7 are real catgirls, so I won't say much. What are these? Jiraiya studied on the turntable for a long time and couldn't see anything, so she scratched her hair in annoyance. What Love Live, World, Lost Cat Overrun World, My Sister Can't Be So Cute World, Orient Project World, Dongdu Cat World, Guardian World, Skillful and Vanilla World. How do you feel? There is no one name that is serious. Is this the world name? On the surface, it doesn't look like anything at all. What about pets? Wouldn't it be the kind of pet dogs and cats? So what the hell is this? My Sister Can't Be So Cute World. Worlds like Shinigami, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Blade of Demon Slayer. It sounds good, handsome, and explosive. How come Jiraiya is these inexplicable worlds? Jiraiya also had some shadows after having an experience in the campus world on election day. Huh? Jiraiya, your luck really stinks. What kind of world are these? Jiraiya's voice made everyone take their eyes off Anko and put them on the turntable. Immediately after, everyone's expressions began to become weird, and Tsunade was even more diligent in complaining, thinking that Jiraiya's absolute force was not her fault. Why do you think that every time it's Jiraiya's turn to draw a lottery, the content of the turntable will have its own style? 5th generation, do you know all these worlds? Jiraiya gave Uchiha Ran a plea for help. Immediately following, he began to envy. That perfect woman, Icarus, was standing obediently beside Uchiha Ran, like a little daughter-in-law, winning a proper life. So cool, and he stepped on the thunder once before, but it was too difficult. If this jar of lottery can eliminate 5 close choices, there will be more chances to get good rewards. Get rid of the first 3 options. Uchiha Ran actually wanted to persuade Jiraiya to start drawing directly. The 10 options on the turntable represent the results, except that Feiju is more powerful, and after the second stage transformation, you can play with cage-level strength, and the rest are average. Catgirls are generally responsible for being beautiful as flowers and making mascots. For Jiraiya, an old-fashioned critic, any result can be happy. Shinkong Rin, Leguxi, Wagang Liuli and the others are all in everyday worlds without special powers. If you shoot any chunin in the ninja world, you can be invincible. Fight. In the past, and they are just ordinary women, if you draw them coming to the ninja world is not a good thing for you and them. Uchiha Ran explained it. 3 beautiful girls with no power to hold the pot in their hands can only serve as vases when they come to the ninja world. Jiraiya understood instantly. In their world, although civilians live well, they may be destroyed at any time, which is definitely not good. Several ordinary women from the peaceful world are still beautiful girls. To come to their world is to suffer. Screening options 1, 2, 3, continue to draw. Jiraiya saw that Uchiha Ran stopped saying anything and made a decisive decision. Advertisement on the dial, the area where options 1 to 3 are located becomes dark, and then it is divided into 7 areas again, and the pointer starts to select. In a few seconds, the pointer stopped at the Guardian Catgirl World area. Uchiha Ran's eyes shone brightly. For a time, he didn't even know whether to say Jiraiya's luck was bad or good. Feiju can be very gentle to the master but likes to play with temptation and teasing, can make life warm and stable, but also has little fun. The SWAT also inherited the active character of the kitten when it is in heat. Really fun. Even if this is not the case, Feiju, who is a demon, is extremely powerful. Such a good cat is always a pity for Jiraiya. Do you want to get it? But how to do it? Or, Genjutsu? Uchiha Ran was about to move. At this moment, the Jinbang disc shot a ray of light and fell to the ground, turning into a dark blue cat with black hair. The cat's eyes were reddish-purple, which was very beautiful. Meow. 99 Higurashi, whose eyes were still a little hazy, called out to Jiraiya, as if to confirm something. Cat. Meeting Hiju's eyes, Jiraiya shuddered all over, then performed the fastest teleportation technique in his life to hide behind Kakashi, shouting, Why? Why is the pet I drew a cat? Jiraiya was about to cry. This gold list is omnipotent, doesn't he know that Jiraiya is allergic to cat hair? Okay. Uchiha Ran raised his brows, noticing that things were turning around, and was not in a hurry to hook his hands. Senior Jiraiya, are you afraid of cats? Ha ha ha, of course he's afraid of cats, 99. It was Tsunade who answered Uchiha Ran with a schadenfreude expression. We had just graduated from the Ninja Academy, and the first task the 3 of them performed together was to catch cats. That mission was completed very quickly because the cat was unexpectedly fond of Jiraiya. But Jiraiya herself lay in the hospital for 3 days. Saying that, Tsunade laughed even louder. This is a proper black history. Who would have thought that Jiraiya, one of the Sannin, has such a weakness? 0. It's a real hammer. Jiraiya is definitely an African chief. There is no worse luck, only worse. Uchiha Ran almost laughed and asked. The intermediate level lottery draw can draw so many rewards, it is already very miserable. As a result, what bitch, fox, and dragon have nothing to do, but the catgirl who is allergic to cat hair is drawn. Doesn't this make it clear that you want to smoke for nothing? That's not right. Xing Rin, Wu Shashi and Wagang Liuli are fake catgirls, but they can get along with Jiraiya. However, he was rejected by him. Advertisement sure enough, the African Emirates really hammered. Wasn't he infected by Tsunade? Speaking of which, I can't have this cat anyway. While you haven't recognized the master yet, any one of you can adopt it if you like it. The method is very simple. As long as he drinks a drop of blood, he can achieve an effect similar to the contract of blood, which is a welfare gift from the Golden List, 99. A mere cat, Jiraiya doesn't feel bad at all, and will give it away generously. As for the recognition of the master, the Golden List was not forcibly formulated. It may be that pets also have thinking, and lottery drawers may not like the pets that have been drawn. For example, in the current situation of Jiraiya, Hiju cannot be accepted on the hardware. And as Jiraiya's voice fell, in an instant, the expressions of the women at the scene change. Although men occasionally tease cute and pretty things, they prefer hockey's powerful things, and ninjas even more so. Even if Feiju was a pet drawn in the Golden List lottery, it might not be easy. People such as Difficulty Hashirama and Difficulty Tobarama still lacked interest. On the contrary, girls with gentle personalities such as Hinata and Kurama Yakumo immediately fell in love with this handsome black and blue cat. But they have no chance to fight, because Uchiha Ran also took a fancy to this cat. Hiju likes sunbathing and snacks the most. It's too deliberate to take out a small snack. A kitty. There. 32 Uchiha Ran's eyes flashed, and he controlled Yang-style Chara to gather on one finger. It is vitality and warmth. The sensitive Hiju immediately noticed the closeness from Uchiha Ran. Meow. 19 Although Hiju maintains the form of a cat, her mind is comparable to that of a 16-year-old human girl, and she can hear what Jiraiya and Tsunade just said. The master that the supremely powerful existence, Jinbang, found for him cannot ask for her. She has to find one herself. Following that closeness, she saw Uchiha Ran. After seeing the appearance clearly, she did not hesitate at all, and stepped forward with the kitten. Do you want to be my pet? Uchiha Ran squatted down even inexplicably Feiju's head, smiling knowingly asked. Meow. Feiju nodded slightly. Uchiha Ran hooked his fingers. Feiju opened her small mouth and took a light bite. The next moment, a 6-pointed star formation appeared under the feet of one person and one cat. Afterwards, a burst of light erupted from Ju's body, clothes and a long knife appeared out of thin air, and asked questions into the light. A beautiful girl appeared in front of everyone's attention. Master. Higurashi fell into Uchiha Ran's arms. Jiraiya. XXJSJDD everyone. Chapter 110 The Battle Between Feiju and Icarus Master. Previous chapter Next chapter advertisement in the Jinbang Live broadcast room. As the golden light and the six-pointed star array dissipated, there was a mysterious atmosphere, with extremely gentle and confused eyes, with dark blue and black long hair, tied with a red ribbon. A purple girl with a ponytail and red pupils. The girl's skin is milky white, and it is dazzling in the sun, as if it can glow. The girl tapped her toes and walked towards Uchiha Ran, fully explaining what a catwalk is. A long knife with a scabbard was hooked in front of the girl, and she was casually hanging it around her waist, looking valiantly. The girl wore a very ordinary dress, with an ordinary small suit on the upper body and a pleated skirt with knee-length stockings on the lower body, just like a daily high school female cultivator. Looking at her every move, it seems that instinct will feel comfortable and comfortable. Owner. The girl head plunged into Uchiha Ran's arms, her eyes full of nostalgia and admiration. Her voice is very unique, with a small milk voice and a lazy, creating a lively and lazy feeling. That sweet smile shines into everyone's heart like a ray of sunshine. It feels really comfortable. Hiju, how old are you? Uchiha Ran asked, stroking Hiju's unique cat ears. Feiju was so comfortable that she wanted to purr, but she thought that she was wrong to ask, so she had to hold back and said coquettishly. Master, Feiju is 16 years old this year, and today is her birthday. Can you make fish for me? I'll make you a snack. Uchiha Ran laughed. Feiju's purple-red eyes lit up, and he stretched out his hand to wrap his arms around Uchiha Ran's waist, and said with a smile, Thank you, Master. Master is just right. Hiju, do you know the Tianhe family and Noihara? Uchiha Ran asked again. I know. The ancestors of Tianhe subdued my ancestor of the Cat Demon clan, and every generation of our clan will send people to dress and protect the new head of the Tianhe clan, but that's the matter of the people below, but it's the princess's turn, on me. There was a hint of cute pride in Feiju's voice. Uchiha Ran nodded lightly, probably understanding the situation. In the world of Feiju, it seems that the Cat Demon family has not declined. This is a good thing. A Cat Demon princess with a complete inheritance can definitely help more. Yeah, what are you doing? Suddenly, Feiju's vigilant and hostile voice sounded. Uchiha Ran looked down, and found that Icarus had squeezed Feiju away a little bit, and he also followed suit and gave it to him. And Feiju is like a kitten that protects food, with cute teeth bared. Icarus, what are you doing? Uchiha Ran took Icarus' hair. Master, happy. Icarus was expressionless, and said in a stunned manner. Icarus can make the master happy, and so can Icarus. Good guy, it turned out to be a versatile traditional learning function for entertainment. This makes Uchiha Ran unable to complain. Advertisement. The original Icarus was just the queen of the sky, a weapon of war. But after the seal was over, she was transformed into an entertainment angel by Daedalus, her mother and producer, and there was a set of tricks in her mind to please the master. And as the master, he is naturally the first to enjoy it. You two give me peace, or I will get angry and punish you. 99. Uchiha Ran pulled the two girls out of his arms and taught them a serious lesson. If they don't pull, around Tsunade and Yuhi, it's time for them to riot. In fact, the riot is not a big problem, he can suppress it. But now it is the live broadcast time of Jinbang, and he is not interested in performing a real-life idol drama for the whole ninja world. Humph. Hiju used her nose to make a threatening little milk sound at Icarus. A ray of light flashed in Icarus' eyes. He easily scanned Feiju's specific situation, and said dumbly, You are threatening me, but according to my judgment, you are not my opponent. The elder sister who can shoot at the moon is certainly not your opponent. Damn it, are you provoking me? Feiju didn't know the details and personality of Icarus, but listening to her solemnly see herself clearly, when she was about to put her hand on the hilt of the knife, it meant a lot to do it without a word. Icarus blinked, not knowing where Feiju had the courage to attack her. Feiju, I said okay. Uchiha Ran raised his voice slightly. Feiju's expression changed. She quickly put away her attack, and said timidly, Master, Feiju is obedient, you are angry. My breath is not so small. Uchiha Ran touched Hiju's head. Hee. Feiju suddenly showed a happy smile. Icarus quickly put his head up. Uchiha Ran did not refuse either. Feiju bit her lip, but obediently did not speak. Quiet the office for a while. Until this time, everyone wiped their eyes, and some people patted their palms. Hey, it hurts, is it true? Tobirama said in disbelief. Haha, fortunately, the old man is dreaming. Hashirama, who also patted himself, laughed and said, Just say this is wrong. How can a cat become such a beautiful and individual woman? It's too strange, it turned out to be in dreaming. 99. Wrapping his hands, Tobirama twitched his eyes as he swept his eldest brother and complained. Nissan, you are in a state of reincarnation and want to feel pain? Hashirama's laughter came to an abrupt end. Then, he asked in disbelief. So, everything is true? Real, a cat has turned into a beautiful girl. Advertisement, that's right, it's cheap again, die boy? Yes, like that Icarus, it's also called the Master. Right. Fog grass, rough hand Hashirama couldn't help but swear, rubbing his hair and shouting. Why are all good things taken away by the die boy? Is this Jiraiya stupid? Why not give to cats? 39. Jiraiya felt a second arrow in her heart. The first arrow came from the moment when Hiju turned into a beautiful girl. He regretted it, deeply regretted it. The beautiful woman with cat ears has a unique figure and temperament. The most important thing is that he can act like a spoiled child, call his master, and his voice is very nice. This woman should belong to him, but he surrendered. The police say that cats are allergic to cat hair and can't keep cats. The big deal is that he bathes every day. And a cat that can become a catgirl, can it be an ordinary cat? It really doesn't work. Ask Orochimaru to do human experiments for him, so he won't be allergic to cat hair anymore, right? It turned out that Jin Bang loved him, heard his prayer, knew that he wanted an Icarus, and sent a better Hiju. A2. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Squirting, funny, how are you feeling now, Jiraiya? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Ah, I am allergic to cat hair, what can I do? Pretending to be relaxed, but in fact bleeding inside. Pharmacist. According to my analysis of Mr. Jiraiya's micro-expressions and subconscious movements at the scene, he was very remorseful, so regretful that he didn't want to see anyone. 0 katakana middle dot 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 0 open black lens bracket Luo Sha. Ha ha ha, if you don't regret it, you're not a man. Can Jiraiya be a man? 4th generation I. Nonsense, all the custom shops in the country of mine have traces left by Jiraiya, how could he not be a man? Terumi Mei. Obviously, Senior Jiraiya mastered the true meaning that home flowers are not as good as wild flowers, and let you spend them directly. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Everyone, people are tough, do you understand? Onogi. Another beautiful girl who wanted to be a wife, Gang Yun, has been taken away by Uchiha Ran. Is he a beautiful girl killer? Black soil. Ah, Grandpa, the beauty and strength of a portrait, the relationship between gentleness and haki, and knowledge, you can't learn it. Onogi. Azabui. I don't like Uchiha Ran. Do I like a big, muscular guy like Boss? Do I like a self-obsessed guy like Killer B? Or a 3-person Jiraiya who likes a custom shop as you? Or sleep at night Orochimaru-sama who might give you a knife? She. Mabui, how did you get the words out of your heart? Azabui. It's over, it can't be withdrawn. Advertisement. Tamari. Got it, it's one thing that Daikun is too good, but the reason why the policeman is too bad is a more real reason. Difficulty Hashirama. Isn't this old man handsome? Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito. Do you want to be handsome? Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Sugarhand Hashirama. Cough, actually I want to say that Madara is not handsome. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Enko Midorai. What's so good about killing Matt? Open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara. Do you want to switch positions? Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. Maybe you are all a slippery fruit. The corners of Uchiha Ran's mouth had an indifferent arc, and his eyes were filled with beer. Feeling the resentment in Jiraiya's eyes, he felt that he still didn't put salt on people's mouths, and said to Feiju. You usually look like a cat and stay on my chest. Don't make trouble for me, there are fish and snacks to eat. At the moment of completing the blood contract, he learned that Feiju could return to the cat state at any time, which was a time travel gift from Jinbang. Chest. Good host. Feiju's eyes lit up, and Kui Shengsheng agreed. The next moment, she returned to her cat form, fell onto Uchiha Ran's chest, and burrowed into her clothes, leaving only her head exposed. Seeing this scene, Jiraiya really felt a lot better. Although I know that Ren Bai has got a cute, youthful and elegant catgirl with cat ears and a small milk voice, but as long as you don't see it, you can pretend it is not. At this time, Feiju suddenly asked, Master, you smell good, can Feiju sleep with you at night? Or warm the bed? Puff. The 4th arrow hits. Jiraiya felt like she was going to die. For today's plan, we can only rely on the lottery to appease the mood. Lottery. Jiraiya shook hands and shouted, props, pets, bring me all. The turntable returns to the first page, and Yu turns it up. Finally, stop at 10 world hooks now, but look at the specifics. Uchiha Ran wants to kneel to Jiraiya. Just came to hang 10 catgirls, and in a blink of an eye, 10 fake girls came. And each of them is a pseudo-mother among the pseudo-mothers who can manage people. Jiraiya, your cowhide, towel, chapter 111 The thoughtfulness of the gold list. The video special of pseudo-girls is ready to be crooked? Previous chapter next chapter advertisement Jiraiya draws again, this time in the inheritance column. 10 world messages and character names appear. 1. Life in the Otherworld from 0. World, Phyllis Argyle. My youth love story really has a problem in the world. Hyuga Kagia. 2. 3. Idiot, quiz, summoned beast. World, Kinoshita Hideyoshi. 4. The World of Fate, Apocrypha, Astolfo 5. Is this a zombie? World, Ayumi Eikawa. 6. The World of Dating Battle, Shiori Gokawa. 7. The World of Steins, Gate, Urushihara Ryuka. 8. The World of Ranbuchi Tan, Kobayashi Yoshio. 9. The World of Octopus Teacher, Shioshin Nagasa. 10. Sneak. Nyako, World, Hester. These 10 are just like that for Uchiha Ran, they have all heard of them. Strong points, such as the dating world and the fate world, exist elves and heroic spirits. The World of Octopus Teacher can be said to be a personal show of Octopus Teacher, a powerful one. Other worlds are different. This time, it is the positioning of the power level of the Fuge intermediate draw. But seeing clearly the identity of the inherited characters drawn from each world, Uchiha Ran was immediately shocked. He didn't believe it yet and picked 957, and rubbed his eyes to make sure that he was not wrong. It's not how strong or how weak these people are, but they have a common characteristic: pseudo-girl? The horror of the two-dimensional pseudo-mother is difficult to understand without personal experience. And Uchiha Ran had a tragic experience before crossing. At that time, the 4 years of college experience, I was usually too boring, so I used the computer to brush all kinds of animations. In some anime, he also knocks CP. The male protagonist is not handsome enough, so he kowtows to the female protagonist and the beautiful CP. If the male protagonist is a good teacher, like all Yanzu, he can also feel a sense of immersion, so he will knock the male and female protagonist's CP, and even hope that the harem can be widely opened. At this time, the pseudo-Mian appeared. For example, in the world of My Youth Love Story, there is a problem. The male protagonist looks average, and he is not worthy of the female Yukinoshita Yukino. At this time, a household Ayaka appeared and became friends with Hikigaya Hachiman. Advertisement: he just thought that the two could become a couple, so that Yukinoshita Yukino could be beautiful alone. After thinking about it, I also slapped on the candy of this pair of CPs. As a result, at a critical moment, he learned that Hyuji Akagiya was a man. This beautiful girl with a slender body, snow-white skin, a cute face, a girl-like voice and elegant woman's demeanor, is actually a man? As the only recognized friend of Hachiman, Ayaka Hyuji often makes Hachiman's deer collide with him when he loses comfort many times. It is enough to prove that it's super high, feminine charm. Zero Uchiha Ran also knelt down, so I decided to brush a battle blood and get out of the state. Ultimately, he chose to watch Fate Apocrypha. It was a pleasure to watch at first, until Astolfo appeared. He directly became a fan of this beautiful girl. Servanto, who belongs to the Black Camp when Astfa appears. Although Astolfo's ability parameters are slightly inferior to other servants, he makes up for it with a wealth of noble phantasms, playing with his opponents, and creating unexpected situations in this Holy Grail war because of his arbitrary actions. After his master was killed, he became a servant of Seed. Finally, after Seed was transformed into Eternity, he obtained infinite magic power and stayed in the world by relying on the infinite magic supplied by Seed, waiting for the return of Seed. Astolfo's male characteristics are not obvious in Fate Apocrypha, not at all, until Joan of Arc as ruler sees the whole body of Astolfo, who has just taken a bath, and then reveals that he is a boy. Uchiha Ran felt that the 3 views were ruined at that time. I didn't even dare to watch anime for a long time. Unexpectedly, today, 10 of them were brought to him in one go? Horrible. No, not for him, but for Jiraiya. Thinking of this, Uchiha Ran cast a sympathetic look at Jiraiya. At this time, Jiraiya was looking at Uchiha Ran and saw his eyes. His heart tightened. Why does Uchiha Ran have to sympathize with himself? Do you want to pit yourself again? Could it be that this is still an inheritor who is a peerless beauty? Thinking of this, Jiraiya's heart became hot, but the next moment, he suddenly thought of something, and his body suddenly turned to one side as if he had been immobilized, and finally met Tsunade's angry eyes. Tsunade, I said I was so excited that I forgot. Will you forgive me? Jiraiya begged softly. Tsunade clenched his fists and made a click sound. But in the end, she didn't have a fisherman, but said coldly, next time I'm on the list, remember to let me draw a lottery, understand? Advertisement, definitely. Certainly, Jiraiya nodded frantically, realizing it in her heart. It turns out that this can is the reason why Uchiha Ran sympathizes with himself. I thought I was going to piss myself off again. That's right, it's his own behavior not to go around Feiju just now, and Feiju's choice of Uchiha Ran is also a coincidence. What does it have to do with Uchiha Ran? He did nothing. Jiraiya felt ashamed. How could she blame the younger brother? Although he has a face that makes people feel guilty just like himself, he is really good and will tell the truth if there is any problem. He is a good junior and a good Hokage. Thinking of this, Jiraiya felt that she still had to rely on Uchiha Ran for information. Jiraiya opened her mouth to ask, but after saying a word, a new window opened next to the Jinbang live broadcast room. You are not unfamiliar with this situation. It is Jinbang who wants to play an explanation video. After selecting the inheritance, it seems that I really have the ability to explain the video. But isn't it usually followed by an introduction after the selection? After all, it is a random selection, not one's own choice, so it is meaningless to announce all the information in advance. No, the intermediate draw can exclude 5, is that the reason? Figured out the champion, everyone is looking forward to watching the video of the gold list. After all, Jin Bang is so considerate. Spray. Uchiha Ran let out a sigh of relief. After all, he hasn't figured out whether to tell the truth to Jiraiya, and he feels guilty for taking the initiative to lie. The existence of a supernatural being like a pseudo-girl. Or take a class with a group of SPs in person. The first video starts to be broadcast. The protagonist is Phyllis Argyle, a demi-human with long linen hair neatly arranged at the shoulders, with cat ears of the same color on his head, and his eyes as big as cats' shine. The yellow brilliance, the white ribbon on the hair was given to him when he was a teenager, and he stayed by his side for a moment. Seeing this, a group of old SPs in the ninja world were excited. So exciting to start with. The first rhyme field is the cat ear girl. This is to make up for the pain of Jiraiya's missing Feiju? There are countless ideas in their hearts, but instead of chatting, they watched the video carefully. Open black lens bracket absence of childhood experience. The story begins with the selection of the king. Phyllis and Wilhelm visit Rosewall's mansion, meet Aang and others in the capital again, and have a side with Amelia. Sign a contract to help heal the wounded door, speak with a girly wit and a meow ending, and often speak in the third person. The story advances. Phyllis went to crusade against the beluga whale together with Kershaw and his allies. Moby Dick and Wilhelm were sent to support the crusade against the witch cultists, and after arriving in the village, they paralyzed and brainwashed a lazy fingertip by using water magic. Let him express his purpose, but an explosion occurred, he was injured, and his clothes were blown up, but he quickly healed himself with water magic, and took a cloth bag as his clothes. Advertisement. This is the end of the first story. Jiraiya clenched her fists, her heart pounding. Such a powerful, cute and talking beauty, if she can become an inheritance relationship, can she be summoned to the ninja world like Terumi Mae's Water-kun? What is time to run? This is. Everywhere in the ninja world, countless people began to envy Jiraiya. This skin is the first. She is another cat girl who is cute, beautiful, character and strength coexist. Who can not love? Scary. Uchiha Ran murmured in his heart. The second video begins. The host Uchiha appears, with a thin body and thin arms, waist and legs. She has fairly white skin, a cute face and a girl-like voice, and she looks like a cute girl on the outside. Next, it was Ayakatoka's first conversation with Iwata, full of inexplicable meaning, and then he showed his tennis skills, puzzle ability, biology and earth science. 1. Finally, it was the sweet love between Ayaka and Hachiman. It seemed that the air was full of sweetness. The special police was Hakika Kamachi, who also wanted to include him as one of his brother's marriage targets, and said that he should take good care of his brother. Kageya himself expressed his willingness. End of the second video. Since there was Phyllis Zuyu in the first video, although Kageya was good, it did not cause much discussion. Only Orochimaru, Sasori of Akisha and Tobarama are very interested in 4.0 his heritage, biology and earth science, and feel that they can study it. The third video starts with Hideyoshi Kinoshita, who has brown shoulder-length hair and emerald eyes, and is shopping for women's swimsuits at the beginning. The joy of LSPs is here, but the next moment, the camera turned. Kinoshita Hideyoshi participated in the drama club and showed the stunt of imitating things and imitating voices. The range of strength is very wide, from female voices to male voices like Yuji, and can make various sacrifices in order to complete the task. Then, after the performance of the summoned beasts was improved, the truth-telling attribute showed that Hideyoshi's usual face was disguised, and he had an iron stomach, in terms of eating. Although he had a stomach that didn't care about eating poisonous potato sprouts, he was easily taken by Ruizai's bento. It sank to the ground, and even if he escaped the catastrophe, his face turned blue with fright when he saw the miserable state of the victim who ate Mizuki's food. The equipment of the summoned beast is a Japanese-style uniform and a Naginata sword, close black lens bracket. End of video. Then came the fourth video. The second wave is coming. 33. Uchiha Ran thought. The video starts. Astolfo debuts. Everyone watched intently, because Uchiha Ran has popularized it before. Fate is the world with heroic spirits. Chapter 112. The exposure is over. The restless LSPs. The battle world detonates the ninja world. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement. With all the attention, the video began to play. Astolfo comes on stage, with pink hair that has been carefully dressed up, with a braided braid on the back, black bows tied on his head and on the braids, small and exquisite in figure, dressed in a pink navel-bearing dress. The overall look is very cute and lively nimble. 1. Seeing this, Jiraiya, Onogi, 4th generation I and all the big names in various countries are unknown. This is an absolute loli-type beauty. According to Uchiha Ran, heroic spirits are mythical characters who exist in legends and are born with faith, or heroes who exist in history. After becoming a heroic spirit, it is free from time, immortal and immortal, and can exist at any time in the past and future. In other words, is this Astolfo an absolute loli, or even an old monster wearing a loli body? It does not matter. The point is to soak up such a girl and not be labeled as a pervert. Instantly interested, screen switching, summoning of the Great Holy Grail, modeled on the heyday of Astolfo, wearing very feminine, cute and heroic. The beginning of the story is about the most famous thing about Astolfo, going to the moon to regain reason for his mad friend. Roland, who also belongs to the 12 warriors of Charlemagne, fell in love with a princess named Angelica, but Angelica rejected Roland on the grounds that she could not accept her noble status and fell in love with an ordinary soldier Orchid. Roland, who couldn't bear the blow, started to go mad, and even took off his clothes and Lou ran into a riot, while Astolfo, who was traveling, was very sad when he heard the news that his best friend was going mad, so he went to the Moon 03 to retrieve himself the evaporated half of the rationality and Roland's disappearing rationality, and in order to allow Roland to settle his emotions, he began to try women's clothing. Although Roland has returned to normal, he still sold his soul to Lucifer, and Afu's noble phantasm is inseparable from his experience. It is said that in a certain horse competition, Algalia made all the knights of the same level as him, including Astolfo, drop their horses and surrender one after another. The power of the opponent will make the opponent fall off the horse when touched. But one knight did not surrender after falling from his horse, but drew his own sword. Algalia had no choice but to use the sword to compete, but he was defeated and fled in panic. Tulford secretly took Algalia's gun. Since then, Astolfo has naturally won consecutive battles in the horse competition. Astolfo has experienced many battles with this gun, and finally this gun was entrusted to the cousin who possessed Roland. The video ends here. Seeing this, the people in the ninja world haven't recovered for a long time. Just going to the moon to fetch such a mysterious thing as rationality has some impact on their three views. If it wasn't for the recent gain of knowledge, knowing that the moon of the ninja world or the Sage of Six Paths brothers jointly made it, the purpose is still to seal Otsutsuki Kagaya, who is known as the ancestor of Zara. The impact is even greater. This gold list is definitely a mess. Uchiha Ran became more and more sure of the speculation in his heart. Why? Because this time the commentary video is longer and thinner than the previous ones. Advertisement. It is understandable that Astolfo is relatively powerful and the Fate worldview is relatively grand. But why omit the part that exposes Astolfo's authenticity? Misleading red fruit. Onogi. Starting today, this Astolfo is the life of this old man. Uchiha Ran. Third Tsuchikage cowhide. Third Tsuchikage come on. Third Tsuchikage is old and strong, and face the difficulties. Fourth generation I. Ever since I watched the gold list video, I know what I have missed over the years. I must draw a lottery, and I must win Astfa. Uchiha Ran. What did you miss? Rise to the challenge? Open black lens bracket killer B. Yeah, the tail beast contract summoning. You can also be on the list. I can draw a lottery. I hope beauty, coconut. Uchiha Ran. Brothers, let's form a team. Jiraiya. Get out of the way. Lord Jiraiya is all in this wave. Uchiha Ran. It depends on whether you die or not. A group of people speak on the gold list. Uchiha couldn't hold back and complained for a while in his heart. Then, the video continues. Open black lens bracket. Is this a zombie? Ayumi Aikawa of the world appears. On February 14th, Holy Valentine, due to the influence of the super-powerful Megalo made of pure soul, the male individuals in the world have turned into teenage girls. After Boo's classmate Orito made it, with the efforts of everyone, Orito freed the hook from the shackles of Megalo. But for some reason, Aikawa Ayumi has not returned to the state of Aikawa Ayumi, living with you. Open black lens bracket. The video is over. Quiet, long silence. Uchiha Ran was equally speechless. In his eyes, he doubted whether Jin Bang could hear his own voice, so he wanted to prove that he didn't do anything. Because this video is so complete to reveal how Aikawa Ayumi became Aikawa Ayumi. This is very frank to tell the police that Aikawa Ayumi was transformed from a man. Even though she is different from ordinary pseudo-girls, Aikawa Ayumi is a perfect state of femininity in body and mind, but she is a proper man before Holy Valentine. Is it too honest to announce? Apparently, the old-timers will skip this one. Advertisement, Onogi. Bro, how can there be such a cute butt in this world? Luosha. Heroes see the same thing. Open black lens bracket. Fourth generation I. This is really shocking to the fourth Reikage. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Chirumi Mei. I was also shocked by fifth Mizukage. Orochimaru. This power called Muroga is very strange. It can completely transform a man into a woman. I really want to study it. Open black lens bracket. Jiraiya. H. There is H. There is definitely H. Tsunade will also be killed. Open black lens bracket. Tsunade. Jiraiya. This is what a man has become. Open black lens bracket. Jiraiya. A man is not a woman anymore. He likes trinkets. He will be shy when it goes out, and he will not have the idea of taking advantage if he changes clothes or takes a bath with other women. Same, this is the woman. Kakashi. As long as Jiraiya-sama is involved in the field, he is like a person. Open black lens bracket. Jiraiya. Kakashi. The police told me you have no heart, 1.72 meters tall, super long legs, H career line, super cute buttocks. The most important thing is that it is easy to be shy and people have a desire to protect. You have no idea? Kakashi. Ideas, definitely have some ideas, but Jiraiya-sama, you don't have to say hook, after all, this is your inheritance. Nohara Rin. Kakashi, Obito said I still don't believe it, so you really turned into such an uncle. Open black lens bracket. Kakashi. Rin. You resurrected? Where are you? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Obito. Kakashi, you don't deserve to meet Rin now, you slutty uncle, ha ha ha. Open black lens bracket. Kakashi, Obito, you, Nohara Rin. I will go back to Konoha soon, see the big statue when I grow up, and then urge you to correct it. How can you become so lecherous like Jiraiya-sama? Angry? Obito. Jiraiya. Meow. Kakashi Pavilion went to the intimate paradise, raised his head slightly, quite a sense of vicissitudes of life that the strong man is gone forever. So gentle, it was Lin herself, and Obito's stinky fart looks, it's not wrong. Are they all going to hang out? Intimacy paradise? Have to watch it secretly later. Uchiha Ran was speechless for a while. Master, what's wrong? Icarus asked with a feeling. It's nothing. Uchiha Ran sighed, I shouldn't have expected this group of LSPs, 99. Advertisement, also, Jiraiya is so restless when she sees Naruto's seduction technique and harem technique, why should I expect him? Uchiha Ran deeply realizes that he is still too young. It seems that he still has a long way to go before becoming a senior LSP. However, Aikawa Ayumi is indeed a completely feminine individual, different from ordinary pseudo-girls. The fake mother. These people are not enough, right? Uchiha Ran suddenly became less confident. At this point, the video continues. Contrary to Uchiha Ran's expectations, the broadcast is about the world of Steins Gate, Urushihara Ruka, followed by the world of Ranbuchi Tan, Kobayashi Yoshio, the world of Octopus Teacher, Shioshin Zu, the world of Sneak Naia, Sun, Haster. There may be 3 proofs of Phyllis, Astolfo and Aikawa Ayumi. Other pseudo-girls are pretty, but they didn't attract much attention from LSPs. The world of Dating Battle until the last hook field is revealed. Dating Battle World, the chapter of the United States and the 9 periods. Singer elf Yu Xiao Miku unintentionally caused a space shock, and when I came to the date, I became the square in front of Lilingshe 957 station in the west of Elf Palace City. Miku showed great affection for Ichichi and asked, but this angered Origami instead. Shiori Wukawa appeared, and in the ensuing Tianyang Square, Ratatosk tried every means to separate the people around Miku and let Shiori be alone with her, and then Shiori Wuhei used his own the title, but was mistaken by Miku as a personality, but increased his favor, and expressed his willingness to exchange underwear with Shiori. During the constant conversation, Miku's continuous Wuhei Shiori showed curiosity and goodwill. When Shiori's hand was cut, Miku even took out the handbook to wrap her, and told him to disinfect it afterward. The two of them went to Meijia's house for tea together. Afterwards, the two chatted very late, and when Shiori was about to go back, Miku used request on her, but was frustrated by Wukawa Shiori's strong will, so Miku became suspicious, and Shiori was at this time. Ori told Miku about her abilities and the sealed elves. Miku expressed that she hoped to be friends with other elves but did not want Shiori to seal her abilities. On the day of the Tenyo festival, Shiori Wukawa asked Miku to eat crepes together, and then the two went to make a ring. Miku used her ability again after several failures to ask the student who set up the stall to give the prize to Shiori, but was rejected. It refused, and Miku left angrily after letting go of the harsh words. Open black lens bracket before the performance. Miku used her ability to force Shiori Wuhei to give up the performance. At this time, the style of painting changed suddenly. Miku herself used spiritual costumes to perform after the performance, and the effect was extraordinary. Close black lens bracket. At a critical moment, the sisters Hachima also came to help Shiori Wuhei, and the sub-police served as the drummer and bassist. At the critical moment, Toka suddenly began to sing, and her singing was so moving that Miku was attracted to it. Surprisingly, although Miku won the performance in the end, the announcement of the school's total results declared Miku's defeat, but Miku refused to admit her defeat, but began to collapse, and appeared as an angel used her ability to control the surrounding audience, the 8 Mai sisters, Shigeno and others. Open black lens bracket. The video ends here. The ninja world became silent again. After a long while, Jiraiya frantically said, "You tell me, this is called Dating Battle World? 22. Are you sure it's not a beautiful fairy flying around the world?" Chapter 113. The Inflated wants to teach Uchiha Ran to seduce girls. Please customize. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket. Jiraiya. This is the world of dating wars? Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Ran. The police suspect it is open black lens bracket. Jiraiya. 5 Rivers Shiori, Yedo God Toka, Yingyi Origami, 5 Rivers Katori, 4 Lines No, 8 Dance Sisters, Yushao Jume. I have never seen so many beauties in my life. How is this world? Get together to find out. Is there no ugly girl in this world? Uchiha Ran. They are different, they are elves, and we really need to encourage others. This world tells the story of how Shiori Wuhei caught these elves by dating and picking up girls. Open black lens bracket. Wei Sho Hashirama. Is there such a wonderful world? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Jiraiya. Jealousy separates my plasmodesmata. Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara. How strong are these elves? Madara is Madara, and the focus is always shifting. Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Ran. Starting at cage level per capita, it's not a problem to get up to 6 pads level. You can fight back and forth with Otsutsuki Kagaya, and it's also immortal. Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara. Interesting, I want to fight. Open black lens bracket. Tobarama. If Jiraichi draws the battle world after the props, can you reach the sky in 1 step? Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Ran. It is very likely that this is the case. Just following the video, there was also a video of Yushao Jume turning on the spiritual outfit. This is the power of the elves. The Kamui spiritual outfit can be used to gain power that surpasses the formation of cage level just by opening it initially. Then you can turn on the angel state, stronger. Open black lens bracket. Jiraiya. What did I miss? Onogi. A chance to wear the same spiritual outfit with the beautiful fairies. Luosha. No matter what, is it better than Brother Cheng's hatchet? Open black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. Kamui spiritual outfit, I seem to want it. Open black lens bracket. 4th generation I. A elf that coexists with beauty and strength, wouldn't it be delicious to have a contact information? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Mabui. Boss, have you been hacked? Close black lens bracket. She. My fault, let the boss master have the traffic password. A group of people crooked the building instantly. The action of the battle world directly made the LSPs forget to pick up the first 9 videos. A beautiful and powerful spirit, isn't it fragrant? With the inheritance of Wuhei Shiori, could it make me a master of picking up girls? Jiraiya's imagination. According to Uchiha Ran, The elves who battle the world master the mighty world, and in order to make these elves ordinary, Shiori Gokawa dated them as a representative, thereby calming their power. And Shiori Wuhei is also a beauty. How can one beauty still have doubts about her ability to soak up so many beauties? Absolute master, but there are also special cases. Little junior brother, is there something wrong with the sound of those elves? Jiraiya suddenly asked. In addition to the answer that Shiori Wuhei is a flirtatious girl, there is only one answer left. Hearing this, Uchiha Ran pondered for a moment and decided to reveal some news. It's not good to make Jiraiya too embarrassing. Only in the video of just sewing, the orientation of Yushao Jume is a bit biased. Uchiha Ran reminded. Advertisement. These words in Ming said that there is no district police. There is a problem with Yushao Jume, which means that there is no problem with the orientation of Wuhei Kinli, Yi Dao Shen Toka, and Yingyi Origami. Then the person who can attack them must be a man. This understanding should be correct, right? Marvelous. Jiraiya clenched her fist excitedly and waved it, and then said to Ju. No wonder I think it was easy for Shiori Wuhei to pursue Yushao Jume in the video, and they went on a date immediately. It turned out that there was a problem with Yushao Jume's acquisition. Then to be able to catch up with other elves, it must be true learning. 99. If I get the inheritance of Shiori Wuhei, I can definitely become a special image of picking up girls. By then I'll be able to write better books and maybe even a guide to picking up girls. Jiraiya then started looking forward, and with the 4 words of guide to picking up girls, Chin, many people's eyes have changed. Lord Jiraiya, as your loyal book friend, I'm still a student, I'm sure I can book a copy first, right? 9. Kakashi approached Jiraiya and said. Pervy sage, give me a copy too. Uzumaki Naruto came up excitedly. With the guide to pick up girls, can you beat Sasuke's pursuit to reach Sakura? Yes, Naruto's point is to beat Sasuke. No, I want one too. Little Sakura was calm on the surface, but the second personality had already started to roar. She didn't want to be pursued by Naruto. In turn, she's going after Sasuke. One of the Sanins, Jiraiya-sama's book, must have the ability to kill, right? Brother, when the time comes, I will give you a copy. Huisho Hashirama whispered to Yanshu Tobarama. Tobarama's mouth moved around his hands, but he didn't refuse. This is all resurrected and started to live the second life. Are you still going to be a bachelor? That's disgraceful. Onogi, at Jiraiya, money is not a problem, I will book first Ben. Luosha. At Jiraiya, burn a copy for me too, ask Tamari for the money. Open black lens bracket Gara. Are you sick? Open black lens bracket Luosha. Why are you talking to your father? Open black lens bracket Galuru. Your son is right, are you sick? Close black lens bracket, Luosha. Jaliuluo, you misunderstood. I want to learn how to use it on you in the future, so that you can experience the pleasure of being pursued. I haven't been able to give you this before, and I feel guilty. Omitted below, a difficult word. Galuru. Son, you must remember to burn a book down. Gara. Good mother, if he can't do it, tell me, I will kill him after resurrecting him. Open black lens bracket Galuru. Son, you are so kind, mom loves you. Open black lens bracket Gara. XDJ Weeksue. In chaos, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Luo Sha. Open black lens bracket 4th generation I. Why'd I feel that Luo Sha doesn't need to buy books at all, but can read books more often? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Hi. Sai. Azabui. Sizzle. Open black lens bracket Killer B. Sizzle. 4th generation I. What do you mean, Yansho Tobarama? Suddenly your IQ goes online, and you all suspect that your account has been hacked. 1. A group of people had a lively discussion around Jiraiya's Love Guide booklet just released online. Uchiha Ran frowned. A group of idiots, just paying back the shadows and high-level executives of each village? This guy, Jiraiya, is designated seriously ill. He was obviously implying Wuhei Shiori's sexual police. Why did this guy understand that Wuhei Shiori's ability to seduce girls was more powerful? But seriously, Wuhei Shiori's pursuit of elves seems to be due to Wuhei Kinli. To be precise, it should be the credit of the elf organization, Batatosker. But then again, if you can get the inheritance of Shiori Gokawa, what can Jiraiya inherit? The ability to kiss and seal? Or is it the ability to seal Wuhei Kinla's ability to heal his own wounds? The 8 dances love can show and manipulate Toka's angel Dustkiller, so it should not be included in the inheritance. In the later stage, it is a bug to gradually be able to use all the angels and abilities of the printed elves. Etc. Uchiha Ran felt that he was being led astray by Jiraiya. This guy is so sure that he can draw the world of dating battle. Even if 5 are banned, there are still 5. Thinking of this, Uchiha Ran looked at Jiraiya, who was complimented by the people who ordered the book and started to familiarize with it, and said ruthlessly, I said, brother, did you ban the 5 worlds first to complete the lottery? You haven't got the inheritance of Shiori Wuhei. Jiraiya's smile froze, overcome with joy, happy early. The draw is not over yet, but it feels really good to be admired and sought after. He, Jiraiya, is about to become a master of flirting girls and a master worshipped by men. Thinking of this, Jiraiya looked at Uchiha Ran and said a little proudly, little brother, I know that you are envious of brother, don't worry, I will give you a copy when the time comes. Saying that, a confident smile appeared on Jiraiya's face. The world suddenly quieted down. Kakashi took a silent step back. Naruto resolutely ran to Sasuke's side and started glowing without embarrassment. The Jinbang chat area suddenly quieted down. Advertisement. What's the matter? Jiraiya asked in hindsight. Uchiha Ran didn't speak, just picked up the teacup and took a sip of tea. And the office, Tamari, Tsunade, Hamari, Icarus, Hai Hinata and Hai Hanabi, Yamanaka Ino and Kurama Yakumo, Yuhi Kane and Shizune, including Azuki Yuyon who was hiding in the dark, all cast their eyes on Jiraiya. Jiraiya. I'm so stupid, really, return the book to Uchiha Ran, it will be good if people don't take business with themselves. Cough. Jiraiya ignored everything with her strong heart and invincible thick skin, and then said something to the turntable. Keijiya, you are very good, but uncle will be sorry for you. Hideyoshi, your acting skills are good, and your ability to imitate your voice is also very diligent, but it's useless to your uncle, between words. Nagisa Shioshin, your killer ability is very good, but your assassination ability is nothing in front of ninjas, my uncle is sorry, 59. Fangshang Kobayashi, your reasoning ability is also very good, but what your uncle is best at is intelligence gathering. See you next time, 33. Chiyuan Luha Sauce, you are the favorite of this old man, it's a pity to say goodbye. Jiraiya finds the decision too difficult, each one is very reluctant. It would be nice to have a sweet love affair, but he did so on the surface. In fact, he made up his mind quickly. Jiraiya is definitely a questionable ninja, with inner toughness and decisiveness, in direct proportion to his outward bohemian. This can be seen from the images of the 5 people he banned. Hyuga Keijiya, Shu Kayata Nagisa, Nuo Li Zhao, Psychoanalysis, Kinoshita Hideyoshi, all are ordinary people, at most different occupations, different abilities. For Jiraiya, who is very strong in the cage level, there is no benefit. Urushihara Ryuka is a master with some supernatural powers, and the dress of mature women is indeed Jiraiya's favorite, but he also gave up. Just because her 5 inheritors are not only beautiful, but also very powerful. Phyllis, the cat-eared girl, has the talent of water's blessing, and acquired hard work. She can be regarded as the first water traditional magic messenger in the mainland. The skill of resurrection from death. Astolfo, Eri from the Fate World, is so cute and not weak. He is by no means a first-rate servant. In fact, he is only second-rate in terms of strength, but his diverse and rich noble phantasms are somewhat beneficial to actual combat. Aikawa Ayumi, her looks and figure are really amazing, and she seems to have a special power, which is included for reference. Shiori Wuhei, needless to say, the elf killer, must have. Haster, which looks like an alien, will transform into the King of Yellow Clothes, golden shining, when he fights with all his strength, with a tall yellow robe and a pale mask. Because his ability is to manipulate the atmosphere, so the wind blades, thunder, and freezing all rhyme like fowls. In terms of strength alone, Haster is the strongest among all inheritors. What? The needle started to turn and finally landed on one. A light curtain emerges. At the same time, the other side. The Otherworld Living World from scratch. Chapter 114 Uchiha Ran goes to the Otherworld from scratch. Rem's wife must arrange it. Previous chapter next chapter advertisement The Otherworld Living World from scratch, Otherworld. In the territory of Ludnitsa, the Pro-Dragon Kingdom, within the territory of the Duke of Karsten. In the Argyle territory of the Human Elephant Clan, the manor of the Argyle Patriarch, the atmosphere at this time was a bit strange. During the recent period, the Argyles had a vague relationship with the Karsten tribe, which directly governed them. To be precise, there was a slight discord. As the current Duke of Karsten in the Kingdom of Ludnitsa, and a loyal minister trusted by the royal family, Mechard Karsten came with his daughter, Kumatho Karsten, who has the reputation of being a stepdaughter, investigate the situation. During the investigation, Cuban Shu discovered that the Argyle Patriarch had secretly imprisoned the eldest son, Phyllis Argyle, in the ground of his mansion, and abused him for 9 years. The reason is that the crazy teacher was born with demi-human characteristics, so that Argyle was suspected of mixing with Gujian's demi-human blood, and he was blamed for doing this. So soon after Phyllis was born, he was locked in the underground of the mansion by his parents who were eager to hide the scandal. With Kamadi's in-depth investigation, it can be determined that Phyllis's mother did not commit any wrongdoing, so he began to trace Argyle's genealogy, and finally found out that Phyllis's situation was due to atavism. A distant relative before generation has inherited subhuman traits across generations. In other words, Phyllis is a pure-blooded human race, but has characteristics because of the genes of the ancestors. This demi-human characteristic also means that Phyllis will have a cultivation talent that ordinary people cannot match. It is ironic to be surrounded by such a person, being buried by Phyllis's father, who was the chief of the Argyle clan, for 9 years. At Kamadi's request, Phyllis, who had been imprisoned for many years, was rescued immediately, and explained the reason for his imprisonment while the latter was taking a bath. Hope he can let go. But Kirch didn't know that Phyllis was being abused, he just thought he was being imprisoned, so he underestimated the anger in his heart. Kumarshu wants to act as a middleman to let the parents and their son settle their quarrels and arrange to meet in a restaurant. As for his words, Phyllis's parents naturally did not dare to refuse, but Phyllis's surface was calm, and the killing intent was already hidden in his heart. Go to hell. When Kumasu said something and everyone felt that the story was about to turn, Ferris, driven by hatred, suddenly hooked the short sword, who had been secretly hiding before Yun. He wants to kill the demon parents. During the 9 years of being abused, he had no other thoughts in mind but revenge. 957 supports the idea of surviving, which is revenge. Even if the jade is burnt, he has long since wanted to live. Although I'm sorry for Crusher who looks good, but there is only one chance, and she doesn't want to give up. But just at the moment of the rough, Phyllis's brain suddenly lacked oxygen, and his legs suddenly softened. During the 9 years he was imprisoned, he had never suffered an outbreak, and his body had also grown in the process of increasing injuries and recovering. Malnutrition and the accumulation of illnesses caused him to be in poor health. Stop. At the critical moment, Cuban repaired trying to block the knife. Originally none of this was a problem. With Kirsch's strength, he could easily block Felix's attack. But the problem is here too. Kirsch saw that Phyllis was not in good health, so it was just a normal block. But Felix, because of his body's mana, finally turned cancerous in the direction of the short sword's stab. Puff. In the eyes of everyone in disbelief, the short sword in Phyllis's hand pierced into Kamashu's abdomen, and it pierced fiercely. Kamati suddenly lost his strength, and his body fell to the ground softly, being held down by Felix. And now Phyllis is just a teenager under 10 years old. Seeing this situation, he immediately changed his mind and instinctively pulled out the pierced blade. Peeved, with a touch of blood, Kirsch completely lost his strength. Advertisement: the two fell in a pool of blood, it's over. Oops, 93. There was an exclamation at the scene. Kirsias is the eldest daughter and stepdaughter of the Karsten family, and has the possibility of succeeding the Duke. If they die here, all of them will be buried with them. But among all of them, Phyllis was the most desperate. For him, Kirsch is the only person who has been kind to him in the past 9 years, and is his benefactor. But now, he killed his benefactor. A sense of despair began to spread. A strange power began to awaken from the depths of Felix's body. It was at this moment that a golden light curtain suddenly appeared in front of Ferris. What? Everyone looked at the light curtain, even Cuban Shu, who had heavy eyelids and was about to faint. That is, at this moment, a ray of light from the flying hook in the light curtain shot into Phyllis's forehead. The Ninja World Gold List? A reward for a top runner? Can I get my idea heritage but with my consent and I can get what I want from the other side? Maybe it's an ability, or it could be a prop. The information came to mind, Phyllis instantly and understood everything. In an instant, there was a dazzling light in his eyes, as if a drowning person grabbed a life-saving straw. I accept. Phyllis agreed to talk. He wants to save people, if there is a chance. Gold List Tip. Inheritors are allowed to open transactions. Gold List Tip. The world begins to link. The world link is completed. Open black lens bracket entry information. With the sound of the golden list, a light curtain appeared in front of Phyllis and Jiraiya of the Ninja World at the same time. Phyllis, little. When Jiraiya saw the light curtain lit up, she was ready to take the initiative to say hello to Phyllis and leave a good impression. Although it is not the Wuhei Shiori who is in love with her, she cannot get the inheritance of Sister Pao, but Miss Mao is also good. The most important thing is that although Phyllis's force is not strong, the master uses the healing technique of heaven defying, Hang Tsunade all medical ninjutsu, and has learned not only a variety of trump cards, but also singing. But just as he opened his mouth to call out his name, the rest of his words were held in his throat. The situation on Phyllis's side is really bad. A young man who looks a lot like Phyllis, with cat and watery eyes, but is much younger than 10 years old. That's right, the young man is holding a pretty good-looking girl. The girl was bleeding, and the situation was not right. And this green-haired girl, Jiraiya felt like she had seen it before. In memory, he has always been confident. Advertisement. Immediately following him, he remembered where he had seen the gap, which was the video played by Jinbang before. The one with long green hair seems to be called Curious and has a good relationship with Phyllis. What happened to these two? And they all look younger than the video. Could it be that I contacted Phyllis who ordered before the video playback time? 99. Jiraiya, who was in a serious state, made a diligent judgment in an instant. At this time, Phyllis's urgent voice came from the light. Jiraiya on the opposite side, Jinbang said that you want to complete the transaction with me and get the inheritance of my heyday. Whatever you want, I can promise, but I want you to save my benefactor Kirch. As far as the attitude of the inheritor is concerned, this may be the easiest opportunity to obtain inheritance. But it is not easy to say that the conditions of the other party are fulfilled. Wait a minute, I'm not good at medical people, but I think someone has a way. Jiraiya had a lot of doubts in his heart, but he still chose to appease Xiaoferis first, then turned to Uchiha Ran and asked, 5th generation, what's the situation now? Despite the limited intelligence gathered, Jiraiya concluded that Phyllis and Kulsh should be fine, otherwise there would be no future as shown in the video. But he didn't know the specifics, but Uchiha Ran should be able to give Chin the answer. And Uchiha Ran does know. After all, the otherworld life world that started from scratch is the world that his wife Rem lives in, and he has a good understanding of it. This world is about the high school student Nizuki Subaru who is going home from a convenience store and is suddenly summoned to the otherworld. After a series of events, he prepares to help the half-elf Amelia seize the throne. Amelia has dreamy silver hair, snow-like skin, alluring blue-purple pupils, and elf-like pointed ears. Amelia is one of the 5 candidates for the throne of Ludnitsa, and is currently lying on Feli. The same is true of Cuban Shu in CY. But at that time Coleus was already 20 years old, and now he is 12 years old, and he has not even inherited the title of Duke. The timeline continued to develop until he rescued Phyllis, but was accidentally injured by Phyllis and was seriously injured. The next situation should be that Phyllis awakened and successfully used healing magic to rescue Kirsch from dying. After recovering, Kusho knew about Phyllis's past, severely punished the liar's parents, and then agreed to Phyllis's request to keep him by his side as a servant. Afterwards, Phyllis was liberated from imprisonment by Karl Sten in the name of parenting, and served as the entourage of Chryseis. She is not qualified to be a servant, but with the guidance and encouragement of Kumasu, she decides to become a knight who protects her without using a sword. After that, for the sake of Kulsh, Phyllis insisted on himself, took care of all aspects and continued to move forward, saying that if there is not enough place, he will make up for it, and also I will play the role of the daughter. Therefore, my man's body is dedicated to Lord Kusho. Such an impulsive speech. Afterwards, Phyllis accepted the ribbon of Kusho's hair, and began to cry out as a pseudo-mother, expressing that he would always serve her by Kamadi's side. And all this happened when Phyllis was 10 years old. Next, at the suggestion of the fourth prince of Ludnitsa, Friel Ludnitsa, Phyllis was sent to the Royal Healing Institute by Kumarshu for training. 3 years later, at the age of 13, Phyllis inherited the title of Blue, and became the chief healer of the kingdom. It was also the same year that when Flyer complained about his blind date with Tyriana, the Archbishop of the Northland, he suggested Kusho to pretend to be Flyer's lover, but since he had something important to do that day as the next Karsten to be your Cuban, Phyllis had to go into battle in women's clothing. At the age of 18, in order to become a knight worthy of the Duke Karlsten's house as your Kumatho Karlsten, with the help of Friel Ludnitsa, Phyllis entered the kingdom of Gilded Knights of the Guard. Then another series of things happened. Shortly after being confirmed as the first candidate for the king, Coleus made Phyllis a knight, and the two of them served as the first king's group, Meludnitsa, to take the next king's throne together. It was also this year that the original plot of the king's selection began. Kirsch made his first appearance at the royal election venue, and he was skeptical of the contract between the pro-dragon kingdom Ludnitsa and the dragon. He declared that the contract would be abolished when he ascended the throne. Before the election of the king, Kamashu concluded a contract with Amelia, and let Subaru Niyuki stay in the Karsten mansion, and Phyllis Argyle healed the door for him. That is it 9 or even 10 years before the original plot started? At this time, Amelia was still sleeping. This half-elf girl, once known as the Frozen Witch, living in the frozen forest, was 114 years old when she first appeared, but her mental age was only 14 years old, because she was frozen at the age of 7 and slept for 100 years. The successor was rescued by Pa, and lived for another 7 years, and then cut into the plot point. There are still about 3 years before Amelia is rescued. Advertisements. So at this time, Ram and Rem were about 8 years old, and the people should not have been taught by witches, and Ram's horns should not have been cut off. This time is great. Have to get a chance to enter this world. It's better if I can go by myself. Uchiha Ran got attention in a very short time. He was not in a hurry to tell Phyllis about the healing magic, and Zilaichao also asked, let's ask Jinbang if you can go over and treat people. 9. When it comes to trading, healing should be within the scope, right? For example, some people may be in a bad situation and need to ask for help. Jiraiya did as she was told, and was soon restored to the gold list. As long as it is within the 10-minute time limit for negotiating the transaction, and with the consent of the other party, you can go to the other party's world. 93. It's okay to bring a certain number of police officers and pets, but the time cannot exceed the time for the conversation specified by the golden list, and the other party must agree. Jiraiya's answer did not exceed Uchiha's expectations. Giving the other party a time travel experience with the consent of one party can well verify some authenticity, and even help complete the transaction, which is what it should be. Let me get through, Uchiha Ran said, it is good. Jiraiya didn't hesitate, and directly explained the situation on his side to Phyllis. When Phyllis heard that a medical saint was coming, he immediately gave permission to travel. The next moment, a circle of light appeared in front of Uchiha Ran and Jiraiya. The two stepped in without hesitation. The aperture suddenly disappeared. Immediately following, their figures were hooked into the light curtain. Are you coming yourself? Uchiha Ran gave Jiraiya a look. A rare trip to the otherworld, of course I want to see it. Lama Jiraiya grinned. Orochimaru should be very envious. Jiraiya does know Orochimaru. Orochimaru was indeed envious after seeing Jiraiya arrive in the world on the other side of the light curtain. As you like, I will help you get the deal done. Uchiha Ran responded casually, then turned on Mangekyo, glanced over Kumasu, and judged her injury. It's not a big problem. Uchiha Ran put a finger on Kumaxia's wound, and a green light bloomed. The wound on Kumarshu's abdomen healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. At the same time, Uchiha Ran took out 2 beans and threw them to Phyllis. Give one to Kulsh, and eat one for yourself. Yes. Seeing that Uchiha Ran came to his side from the other end of the light curtain, Phyllis easily healed Kumashu's injury, and had already respected him like a god, so he hurriedly did as he said. He feeds Kirschus a bean and eats another for himself. Seeing this, Uchiha Ran's eyes narrowed. Translate the seal. The hometown of the twins, Hope is still there. Chapter 115 Otherworld Sage Mode? Ghost's Twin Village subscription? Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement. Okay. Watching Kumarshu and Phyllis eat the fairy beans, Uchiha Ran stood up and looked around. But in reality, he was imposing genjutsu. Open a Mangekyo Sharingan, how can you not plant Kyoka Suigetsu? 5 senses control, but quite powerful. Moreover, he didn't want to explain or know anything to too many irrelevant people. 5th generation, I'm going outside to collect some intel. Jiraiya opened her eyes and said to Uchiha Ran. Just after Gangtsu, he tried to enter Sage mode, but couldn't feel any natural chara. But without the natural chara, he felt a kind of energy similar to the natural chara, which seemed to be inhaled into the body. But because of the strangeness, he didn't do that and planned to ask Uchiha Ran later. As for now, he wants to go outside and observe this other world. It's business, so his name for Uchiha Ran is formal. Go with Shadow Clone and send a few more. Uchiha Ran gave an opinion. Clear. Uchiha Ran's all-round makes Jiraiya smile. Afterwards, Yu Yin split out 4 Shadow Clones, and after traveling to the other world, they ran wildly in 4 directions. The technique of Shadow Clone is a B-level ninjutsu developed by second Hokage. It uses chakra to create a clone of an entity, which can act and fight like the caster. The memory and experience of the post-clone will be welcomed into the main body. This trick, ninjutsu, which Tobirama uses for spying, is just right here. Time is limited. Since we want to collect intelligence, we should try to be as comprehensive as possible. Is this some kind of special magic? Having completely recovered, Kusho just got up from the ground and couldn't help but ask. As a descendant of the Duke of the Kingdom, he has seen many people who are good at swordsmanship and magic, and he has also seen those crazy witch sects, but he has never seen such a method as Shadow Clone. Well, it's a light use of yin and yang magic. Uchiha Ran answered in a way that the other party could understand. In the other world, which started from scratch, it is not Zarira but magic power, but the basic elements are similar. For example, Amelia is good at ice magic, and Ram is good at wind magic. In this world, there are a lot of yin magic. Among them, the great elf Beatrice is the best at yin magic, and the attribute is yin. All the yin magic of Grandmaster, starting from this, space transfer, time freeze, space rupture, existence fixation, etc. can discover and remove curses, absorb mana, and can manipulate most powerful magic. But in the ninja world, yin represents the power of the spirit, and yin escape technique can create a form invisibly. Yang represents the power of the body, and yang style can inject life into the form. The first one is on Myoji. Compared to Otsutsuki Kagaya, who created Otsutsuki Hagoromo and Otsutsuki Hamura, or almost Otsutsuki Hagoromo, who created the 9-tailed beasts, Shadow Clone is far worse. Can be involved in the application of yin and yang. The scientific research level of this second generation is really strong. Advertisement. If Beatrice is matched with Tobirama, the ninja world will not know how many forbidden techniques will be found. Uchiha Ran has a terrible idea. The police did not know that he thought so much. Cuban Shu understood Uchiha Ran's explanation and asked, "Who are you? Where are you from?" Compared to Jiraiya's Shadow Clone technique, the healing magic that Uchiha Ran used on him is one of the water attribute magics, which he has seen many times, not surprising. At most, I am amazed that Uchiha Ran's high attainments can heal his damaged internal organs and wounds so easily, and he is curious to replenish his blood. She is more curious about the purpose and identity of Uchiha Ran. After all, the Argyles are the domain of their Karsten family. My name is Uchiha Ran, that's what I can tell you. 19. As for where and what, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. For the sake of saving you, I hope you don't ask more. Girls have too many problems and people don't like them. And we'll be leaving soon. 99 Uchiha Ran swept Kumasu and took the initiative to chat directly with the master. What else did Kershu want to say? Uchiha Ran had already looked at Phyllis and said, "I can't solve the physical development caused by your years of abuse, but the internal and external injuries and mental exhaustion have recovered. Now you can feel the inside of your body. There is no special power." Okay. Phyllis quickly obeyed. After eating the unnamed being given by Uchiha Ran, he felt in good health, comfortable and relaxed like never before in 9 years. Now that Kumato ranks first in his heart, Uchiha Ran can also compete. As for Jiraiya, there is barely a place, coming in third. Let the SWAT say, he recognizes these 3 people now. Since it was Uchiha Ran's order, he would certainly do it. Seeing that Uchiha Ran was ignoring him, Kershu puffed out his mouth unhappy. Now she is 12 years old. She is not yet one of the 5 candidates for the future throne of Ludnitsa, the pro-dragon kingdom. She is not a beauty in men's clothes. Duke Carlston, you have become the Lord's successor at a young age. Female, a natural leader, not yet strong enough to hope to sever the contract between the kingdom and the dragon, and abandon the dependence on the dragon. Build a self-reliant great nation. Although smart, she still has the heart of a girl. At this time, Jiraiya walked up to Uchiha Ran and asked with a bit of a toothache, "5th generation, Phyllis, isn't that what I thought?" Kumarshu suddenly pricked up his ears, wanting to hear more. The 5th generation project is called, it always feels like what is the codename of the leader. That's what I thought. Uchiha Ran swept Jiraiya with a smile in his eyes. Jiraiya suddenly scratched her hair frantically. The cat ear girl he was thinking of, was actually the cat ear man? Advertisement Phyllis in the video has neatly arranged linen medium-length hair, cat ears of the same color on his head, eyes as big as a cat shining with yellow brilliance, white silk in his hair, slender hands and feet, and his demeanor. Playful, with a meow ending when he speaks, and often speaks in the third person, wearing a blue and white dress, and his uniform is a guard knight uniform with a white cloak. What does it look like a man? Isn't it a woman more than a woman? Tsunade wouldn't be cute and charming if it wasn't for his amazing career line and his clothes. So head up. Uchiha Ran saw Jiraiya's expression in his eyes, and wondered whether he should tell the identity of the other heirs who were also men, and it would be interesting to see the picture. But before he could act, a layer of blue light suddenly appeared on Felix's hand, which was very bright. This is healing magic, Culm shouted in surprise. Phyllis actually awakened the healing magic of the water attribute. Uchiha Ran nodded in satisfaction. This can at least ensure that there will be no problems with the development of Culm and Phyllis in the future. Culm, have you heard of twin villages? Uchiha Ran asked suddenly. Hearing this, Cuban was stunned for a moment, as if he didn't get used to Uchiha Ran's casual questioning method. 0. For flowers. 0. After a long while, she continued to reveal a sly smile and said, the twin village of the Ghost Clan. If you tell me where you are from, I will tell you. So, you know. 11. Uchiha Ran gave a satisfied smile. In this way, he could find the twin villages within a day, save Ram and Rem and their amazingness, and it would not matter if he killed a witch cult's Sin Bishop by the way. I know, how, do you want to exchange? Kamashu asked with some anticipation. Exchange? Uchiha Ran shook his head slightly, that's too much trouble. Can I tell you I'm all wrong with the genjutsu controls? In less than 10 minutes, there is really no show, and the gold list indicates that Jiraiya and Uchiha Ran are about to return. Jiraiya took the initiative to unlock Shadow Clone, and Uchiha Ran asked Phyllis to agree to the deal, which of course would not refuse. That's it. Feeling the many messages suddenly rhyming in his mind, Jiraiya nodded to Uchiha Ran. Phyllis, let's go first, we'll see you later. 0. Advertisement. Uchiha Ran waved his hand and walked into the hole of light next to him. Jiraiya is the same. The two disappeared instantly. The light also disappeared. At this time, everyone on the scene continued to open their eyes, and their eyes were full of daze. Huh? My injury is healed. What happened? Kushu touched his bloodstained abdomen with a confused expression on his face. Lord Kulsh, it was I who healed you. Phyllis performed a healing technique. He's asking about Uchiha Ran and Jiraiya's performance. Before Uchiha Ran left, he said that he had sealed the memory of Kulsh and erased the memories of others. Although he didn't know the reason, it didn't prevent him from obeying. The other side, Uchiha Ran and Jiraiya were attacked by the Hokage office. As soon as he appeared, Tobirama, the smart hand, asked Jiraiya with great interest, how does the world feel? Without Chara, the customs are different from the ninja world, and I didn't investigate too much due to the limited time. But I heard that there is magic in that world, it should be the same as our ninja world chakra and all kinds of ninjutsu. Where else am I trying to use Sage Mode and it seems like I can get in? Jiraiya rhymed the information she learned one by one. Mostly of little value, until the last one. Sage Mode can also be entered in Otherworld? Many people came to be interested. Jiraiya looked at Uchiha Ran and asked, 5th generation, you should know what's going on. Yo, before Uchiha Ran could answer, the bell rang. Immediately after that, the stereoscopic image of Orochimaru reappeared. The art of summoning, as a puff of smoke rose, a flower like jade, long dark blue hair lowly hooked. 17th place. City Takashimaheim, one of the high-level executives of Longdi Cave, known as the elder-level capable confidant of the White Snake Immortal, with an extremely powerful sage jutsu chara in his body, who is mainly responsible for screening those who enter the Longdi Cave for trials, as long as those who fail to pass the test will be swallowed up with the permission of the White Snake Immortal. It has the ability to float freely in the air and be invisible, and can forcefully consume the opponent's chara, so that the opponent's body and chara will be swallowed by her. Blood Pact. Orochimaru, Chapter 116. Orochimaru chooses a physique. Uchiha Ran is on the list again. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement, it's Orochimaru. He's on the list again. Takashimaheim and Ruzenheim in this city are both high rises in Yongjadong, 99. Sure enough, the summoning contract of the 3 great sacred lands of the Master is very advantageous for being on the summoning beast list. See the dynamic stereoscopic image of Orochimaru in the sky, and Ichikanjimaheim who was rhymed by his summoning. Lowly looks, wearing a golden crown, with golden balls on top of the crown, golden long pupils, black red eyeshadow extending to the nose, pale skin, with blue hook jade earrings, wearing a white gown, a green ornament with a single hook jade on the chest. Familiar picture. The executives of the major hidden villages and shinobi villages were not surprised. Long before the summoning beast list was announced, they predicted that Konoha would occupy at least half. The big toads of Mount Myoboku, the big snakes of Ryudadong, plus some high-level holy places and holy land immortals who have heard of but have not seen, this number cannot be small. Thankfully, Shibone Forest, which is one of the 3 holy sites, is rumored to be the same for all Katsuyu, split for Katsuyu immortals, and the size is different according to the summoning's chara. Otherwise, it is not necessarily true that Konoha will directly dominate the list, although the current situation is similar. But so what? The current Konoha is too strong, they can't resist, they can only pin their hopes on Jinbang, 960. But as time goes by, Konoha is on the gold list more and stronger, and they dare not resist. In fact, drinking poison to quench thirst, but no one can change the status quo. Can only survive in the cracks. For example, if you pay the price, you can also get the summoning contract of the 3 holy lands, and then find a way to attack. But these things are not important for the time being, and they are more concerned about Jiraiya and Uchiha Ran's trip to the other world. This is another exploration of another world after the 5th Mizukage Terumi Mei. Although it is only 10 minutes, it is still very interesting. Speaking of which, Shui Jibai, who was on the blood list, also got the opportunity to go to the Shinigami world for a day. Orochimaru, the party on the list, is also more curious about the information mentioned by Jiraiya. Orochimaru. At Jiraiya, Sage Mode can also be used in another world? Zalai, also. I have not tried whether it can be used normally, but through the meditation mode, you can indeed perceive the power that exists in nature. Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Is Sage Mode the correct way to practice? Jiraiya. I don't know about that, isn't this asking the younger brother? Uchiha Ran. It is true. Close black lens bracket, Orochimaru. Interesting, when I return to Konoha, please be sure to popularize the 5th generation project. Onogi. You go back to Konoha to give you popular science? This is to eat alone, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 4th generation I disagree, we Cloud Shinobi also want to know. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. Ran, how about you also tell me secretly? Open black lens bracket Luo Sha. Princess San Shinobi, Tamari, are playing in Konoha, and the allies are secure, you know? Onogi. Funny, did you forget the Konoha collapse plan 7 days ago? Luo Sha. Nonsense, what Konoha collapse plan? It is obviously San Shinobi's diligent efforts to create an opportunity for Orochimaru to eradicate Konoha's tumor Sarutobi. Advertisement Sarutobi hidden slash. Can this broken road also whip a corpse? Onogi. You are thick-skinned or thick-skinned. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. Well, after all, you are a bunch of old-fashioned critics who can get excited about fake girls. To ridicule the LSPs in the ninja world, he has endured for a long time. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. These words, don't you? Onogi. No way. Open black lens bracket Luo Sha. True or false? Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Tanner Tobarama. It's over. Open black lens bracket beautiful hand Hashirama. What kind of riddle are you playing? Uchiha Ran. That's right, the 10 people Jiraiya has just drawn from the inheritance lineage are all men. All. Go crazy. Find the ground seam drill. I want the world to be destroyed. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. Your little sweetheart Astolfo, youthful charm Ayaka, dating master Shiori Wukawa, etc., are all men. Another arrow was inserted into the hearts of Onogi and others. Thinking of these beauties who appeared on the scene, they made their own words. Want to die? Really? 4th generation I deeply felt that all traffic passwords should die. Sure enough, men should still earn iron. Jiraiya suddenly felt that life is like this. He is nicknamed Pervy Sage, but he can't tell the difference between men and women. What else do you write about picking up girls? The cornering guide is pretty much the same. Tobarama thinks that it is not a bad thing to continue to be a bachelor. The world is too chaotic, and finding the other half is too dangerous. At this moment, the hearts of countless men collapsed. How happy I was when I saw the beauty, and now I'm more broken. Uchiha Ran. As a congratulations, it is impossible to tell you the details, so let me tell you that Sage Mode is a state in which natural energy is induced and absorbed in a special way to create Sage Jutsu Chara. It is a state in which natural energy can be used. Uchiha Ran didn't want to say anything that was not good. Vanity show is the way to death. And after Otsutsuki appeared, some things were not difficult to analyze as long as all the information was analyzed. Sage Mode is to sense the absorption of natural energy and create Sage Jutsu Chara in a special way. The emphasis is on natural energy, not natural chakra. Advertisement that is, before being converted into Sage Jutsu Chala, the natural energy is not Chala, but pure energy in any form like a panacea. In addition, Otsutsuki Kagaya is called the ancestor of Zara, and Otsutsuki Hagoromo is called the founder of ninja, but they are not the ancestors of human beings, and Kagaya is also called the foreigner. A wiser person should think that Chara is a successor to Otsutsuki Kagaya who came to this world. So did the human beings before this have special abilities as masters? Did they have a way to become stronger, and how did they cultivate? Charla. Let the entry threshold of cultivation be lowered, but the average lifespan of ninjas is not enough, because Shirella's refining is actually consuming life. Use the power of nature for your own use, inlay is the right way. The Sage Mode is just the use of natural energy to hook in the way of Chara, and it is the beginning of the ninja's exposure to real power. But these, you do not need to tell the police. Uchiha Ran himself had originally targeted 10 Tails Jinchuriki. But now, there are gold medals, natural energy. Sage Mode. Sage Jutsu Chara. Charla. Ancestor Chara, Otsutsuki. Sage of 6 Paths and his brother seal Otsutsuki Kagaya. Orochimaru licked her lips with her tongue, and her eyes filled with an infinite thirst for knowledge. He connected a lot of information in series, and thought of a lot at once. Wait until Konoha, be sure to check it out, Orochimaru thought to himself. In addition to him, many people have summed up this matter to varying degrees. The most feared are Otsutsuki Kagaya and Otsutsuki I style. Natural energy, but it is related to their plan of planting trees. Otsutsuki Hagoromo and Otsutsuki Hamura followed, but more ashamed zero. In vain, they have lived so long, they have never thought about this aspect. If they pay attention to sage jutsu and trace the natural energy, they may be able to find the way back, and they will not hide in the pure land world to survive. Big brother, ordinary ninjutsu hurt us innumerable, but sage jutsu can do it. Otsutsuki Hamura said. Yeah. Otsutsuki Hagoromo nodded and said solemnly, after becoming 10 Tails Jinchuriki, you will have the power of sage jutsu, and even the weak can understand and even use sage jutsu. We missed a lot. 33 The two were heavy-hearted. Comparatively speaking, the shadow and high-level leaders of the major hidden villages are very fortunate. Although they paid a lot, they have now obtained the contract signing of the 3 holy places. As long as you manage it well, you don't need to be favored by many summoning beasts, you can get a chance to learn sage jutsu's trials, and at least gradually come into contact with the core power of the world. However, only high-level and powerful people have such thoughts, and ordinary people and ninjas are still too far from that level. At this time, the information was updated after the name of Kim Wood expulsion. Summoning Beast Reward Options 1. The Orthodox Taoist practice method can go to the Jindan realm. Advertisement 2. The method of transforming dragons and demons, corresponding to their own physical attributes, which can develop their own innate abilities. Contractor rewards. The soul state has returned to its peak, and the body has returned to its original form. The following physiques can be integrated. Uchiha Clan Advanced, Difficult Hand Clan Advanced, Cursed Body can be controlled by yourself. The ranking reward appears. Shiganji Maji and Ruzenji are about the same in strength, and the rewards they get are the same, but the methods of immortal cultivation or demon cultivation they get are more relevant to themselves. Even fairy snakes are good at different aspects. For example, Shin Ya is good at fire. I choose 2. Having had the experience of Ruzenheim, Shikajima Heim did not need to hesitate at all, and decided to choose the second one. Jin Bangjong immediately shot a ray of light between her eyebrows. It was Orochimaru who hesitated instead. He was very pleased with the reward of the gold list. The information he learned during this time made him lose interest in the reincarnation that he developed. It can make the soul return to its peak, and at the same time have the body that it used to be, very good. What's more, it can also incorporate a special physique. Just choose one of the 3 constitutions, not very 4.0. Ever since he was defeated by Uchiha Itachi, he has been obsessed with Sharingan. From what I have learned so far, although the physique of the hand is not as functional as the Sharingan, it can develop into the body of a fairy, which has a great advantage in absorbing natural energy. But from the perspective of natural energy, the physique of the curse seal is better. His subordinate Changwu is the source of the curse, and he is born with a personalized physique. As long as he is in an area with strong natural energy, he will find the mental and physical changes that go mad and out of control. Similar to Sage Mode, it will become petrified after absorbing too much natural energy. The same one. Having a controllable spell physique is equivalent to having a perfect Sage Mode switch. Little junior brother, which physique do you think I should choose? Orochimaru asked the live room. Open black lens bracket Uchiha ran. Don't you already have the answer? Understood. Orochimaru smiled, then chose the cursed physique. A ray of light fell on the golden list. Orochimaru begins to transform in the light. At this time, the live screen of the Jinbang was switched. Yo! The golden bell rang. Dynamic stereoscopic images appear. The next one on the list is Uchiha Ran, especially Uchiha Ran. The old monkey apprentice dominates the list day? Chapter 117 Uchiha Ran's Lottery Inheritance, 10 candidates burst, please customize. Previous chapter Next chapter advertisement, The Art of Summoning. In the sky, the 3-dimensional image of Uchiha Ran bit his finger lightly. Instead of squatting, he used it facing the front, and a white smoke rose up. Immediately after, a pretty figure appeared. It was a girl who was as flowery as Yuzuhime and Shikajima. She had long green hair and a golden crown on her head. The crown was also crowned with a golden ball. A pair of eyes are also golden longitudinal pupils, black red eyeshadow extending to the nose, pale skin, wearing a white gown, with a hook-shaped green ornament on the chest. Just the same, you will understand that this is another high-level Longdi cave. And the following ranking information also confirms this fact. 16th place. Tianzin Shenji, one of the high-ranking members of Longdi Cave, known as the elder-level able confidant of the White Snake Immortal, with an extremely powerful sage jutsu chara in his body, who is mainly responsible for screening those who enter the Longdi Cave for trials. Anyone who fails the trial will be swallowed up with the permission of the White Snake Immortal. Blood Pact. Uchiha ran the screen of the Jinbang live broadcast room was switched to Konoha Hokage's office again. A cloud of smoke rose beside Uchiha Ran, and the figure of Tien-Shin Shenji appeared. Hey, why am I here? Tien-Shin Shenji Shu frowned, and a look of displeasure appeared in the eyes of the snake. When Shinya, Ruzenheim, and Ichikajima Heim were on the list, it was Uchiha Sasuke, Midori Anko, and Orochimaru who were reversely summoned. Why was it her turn to be summoned instead? Isn't that saying that she is worse than the 2 younger sisters in Shinya? You're not big, maybe you want to fight with me to see who's stronger? Uchiha Ran didn't save face for Tien-Shin Shenji. This snake girl is beautiful, but her main body is still a snake. O3 has a very bad personality. She likes to use food to confuse people who go to Longdi Cave to cultivate. When the time is right, she will turn them into food and swallow them. If it weren't for taking advantage of the summoning beast list, he would have killed this snake monster. Although they were all sage jutsu people who failed to swallow, Tien Shin Shenji and the other two Snake Princesses and White Snake Immortal were essentially district police. One is framed, the other is waste utilization, and the one swallowed is Sage Jutsu Chara. Fifth Hokage was joking. Tien Shin Shenji originally wanted to be stubborn. As the head of the Snake Princess in Longdi Cave, one of the three holy places, second only to the White Snake Immortal, she has never been despised by anyone. But when she met Uchiha Ran's dark eyes, she chose to shut up. She instinctively felt, "Talk nonsense, you will die." The scene was silent for a while. At this time, Wisdom Tobirama said, "Fifth generation, it seems that your analysis is completely accurate, so do you want to do some preparations next?" The so-called analysis is the definition of summoning beast list. It was with this argument that Uchiha Ran was able to convince the White Snake Immortal, Sansheji and Shinya in Longdadong to agree to bind a contract with someone. In addition, there is the argument that the tailed beast can make the list. Even the existence of Tien Shin Shenji, who is only under the White Snake Immortal, can only be ranked number 16 on the summoning beast list. There is no doubt that the tailed beast can be on the list. Hearing this, Uchiha Ran glanced at Uzumaki Naruto and said with a smile, "No, I think it will be the most correct choice for cutting. Besides, with Tsunade and first generation teaming up, it is impossible to hook up. The higher the ranking, the better the rewards. 9 tails must be the first of the tailed beasts, and they can be ranked at the top of the summoning beasts list by accident." According to Wisdom Tobirama's speculation, 9 tails is the summoning beast of Uchiha Madara. If they are on the list at the same time, they will probably bring big changes after getting rewards. Therefore, I want to do fishing deployment in advance. Advertisement, but Uchiha Ran felt it was unnecessary. Uchiha Madara is already past tense. When the blood follow-up list was announced, Otsutsuki Hagoromo and 9 Tails had a brief exchange on the Jinbang chat channel. The police couldn't see anything, but he understood that Sage of 6 Paths had already told 9 Tails of Naruto Ashura's reincarnation identity. 9 Tails will never hurt Naruto, this wave is stable. Then do as you say. Difficulty. Tobirama nodded. Opinions are from second Hokage's perspective, but as long as Uchiha Ran doesn't make an obviously wrong decision, he won't be left to sway. At the end of the day, Uchiha Ran is in charge of Hokage. Summoning Beast Reward Options BWGB. B. 1. Orthodox Taoist Practice Exercises, can go to the Jindan realm. 2. The method of transforming dragons and demons, corresponding to their own physical attributes, which can develop their own innate abilities. Contractor Reward. Intermediate Draw X1 in a short time, Uchiha Ran and Wisdom Tobirama had a brief exchange of words, and after the ranking, the reward information for the top runners was updated. Choose 2. Tien Shin Shenji quickly made the same decision as the 2 younger sisters. The gold list gives rewards. When the light disappeared, Tien Shin Shenji, who received the inheritance, was unable to digest the information, and immediately released the summoning state and returned to Longdi Cave. There is a sense of running away. Uchiha Ran's eyes narrowed slightly and a coldness flashed in his eyes. But these emotions quickly subsided. Noticing Tsunade and Hashirama's impatience, he did not hesitate and immediately shouted, "Start the lottery." The lottery carousel is hooked. Since Uchiha Ran had only one chance, the hands started to turn directly and ended up staying on the inheritance. Subsequently, the page changes. 1. Ultraman Tiga, Yuan Dagu. 2. Death Note World, L3, Shinigami World, Aizen Sosuke. 4. Ninja World, Otsutsuki Kagaya 5. Otherworld from Scratch, by Lei Baidengai Toth. 6. Heaven and Dragon Slayer World, Zhang Sanfeng. Advertisement 7. The world under the Heavenly Master, the King is also. 8. One Punch Man World, Tornado 9. The world of the spirit of eating halberd, Ichiro Kohei. 10. One Piece World, Edward Newgate. 10 worlds, with 10 names, can actually represent their inheritance. Uchiha Ran's eyes changed immediately after seeing it. Compared to Jiraiya's lottery page, the one he drew is luxurious. This is the page that the intermediate lottery should have. Ultraman Tiga, the biggest opponent of the protagonist of Death Note, Shinigami World #1 boss Aizen Sosuke, the ancestor of Ninja World Zerira, and so on. Which one is a simple character? Such a page, following the seriousness. In fact, there are not a few people who have the same idea as Uchiha Ran. It can only be seen from the name of the world and the name of the inheritee. It is definitely not simple. Which is like Jiraiya. First 10 Kagurus, then 10 pseudonyms, it's poisonous. I don't know if there will be a commentary video, the White Snake Immortal said with anticipation. She doesn't know what the 10 inheritances that Uchiha Ran can select represent, because she doesn't understand. But Otsutsuki Kagaya, she couldn't be more clear. Including this one in the inheritance of Uchiha Ran, the quality cannot be poor. Then she is very interested in the strength of the other 9 inheritees in the world behind them. And even this White Snake who has lived a rough life is like this. Katsuyu Immortal and Great Toad Sage are no exception, and other ordinary people are even more scorching eyes. At this time, a string of fonts appeared on the turntable. Gold list tip. Explain the video, is it playing? See this tip. Everyone glared in their hearts. Don't play. Uchiha Ran made a choice, not beyond anyone's expectations. Unfair. Many people shouted in their hearts. Why do they have to show videos when they are on the list, and Uchiha Ran can refuse? Knowing the information of Wanji, can the district police treat it like this? 5th generation, what you decide to do is really straightforward. 99 Jiraiya couldn't help but complain at the scene. To him is all kinds of social death, advertisement. When you go to Uchiha Ran, why do you feel that good things are gathered together? And it doesn't have to be exposed. I don't have the idea of exposing all my strength to others. Uchiha Ran replied lightly. Many people's eyes changed slightly. Uchiha Ran means, if you get one of the 10 inheritances, can you use it as a whole card? Exclude the 5 options of 2, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Compared with the speed of refusing to accept video playback, Uchiha Ran's speed of screening inheritance is not slow. The second option is the Death Note world. If 960 can get the Shinigami inheritance of this world, or someone who has Death Note, he may consider it. After all, Death Note's method of killing people in the air is very practical, and it can even design the death process. It is a pity that the inheritor is L. Although he has all the titles of the world's 3 major detectives, at least it is very high, but the value of ordinary people is not high. Wisdom is meaningless in the face of absolute power. The fourth option is Otsutsuki Kagaya, which must be ruled out. Uchiha Ran doesn't think he can get his inheritance even though he offended this silly white sweet. As for letting out Otsutsuki Kagaya to make a deal, people you don't need to be in a hurry, it is impossible for him to hand over the negotiating initiative. Option number 5, the Otherworld Living World from scratch. The object is Lei Badengai-2's. This name is not known to many people, but many people are familiar with his identity. The culprit who put Rem into a deep sleep. For this madman, Uchiha Ran has no interest in communicating and does not feel that he can get his inheritance. The sixth option, Zhang Sanfeng from the Heaven and Dragon Slayer world. Although this one is the same as the old Heavenly Master in the world under the Heavenly Master, he is known as the existence of immortal cultivation in the martial arts world. Not enough to see before the item. The ninth option, the so-called world of the spirit of eating halberds, might as well be called the world of spring medicine spirits. It is simply outrageous to eat delicious food to eat the tide of life. And Yukihiro Ichiro is definitely a chef who can be ranked in the world. However, he was not interested in being a cook and cooking for people. If there is a chance to give one of his women the inheritance of the spring medicine spirit, it would be good, and there will be good luck in the future. So the decision is not difficult to make, just. The identification number is turned up, and the 1, Ultraman Tiga, Yuan Dagu. 3. Shinigami World, Aizen Sosuke 7. The world under the Heavenly Master, the king is also. 8. One Punch Man World, Tornado 10. One Piece World, Edward Newgate. 5 options are crossed over. Finally, stop on. Chapter 118 Ultraman meets Ninjutsu, Monsters Can't Stop, Customize. Previous chapter Next chapter advertisement Tiga Universe World. At the beginning of the 21st century, there will be no more invasions and wars on the Blue Star, and the long-awaited peace of mankind has finally arrived. The Blue Star Defense Force also completed its historical mission. The TPC, Blue Star Peace Association, was established, and mankind ushered in a new era. On this day, a meteorite fell into the Blue Star in the universe, and the headquarters of the TPS Victory Team brought it back, and found a space-time capsule in it, in which a self-proclaimed super-ancient guard Zhao Zhao Chong Yulien made a prophecy, mentioning Golzon and the United States Urba's rhythm. TPC does not believe that ancient things will exist beyond modern civilization, but the development of the next thing is a serious slap in the face. Near the headquarters of the TPC Victory Team, a real pyramid appeared in a mountain without any warning, fulfilling the pitiful prophecy. Gorzon and Merba also did hook up, and they reached the vicinity of the pyramid before and after, destroyed it, and revealed the time for the 3 giant stone statues that were sleeping. And now, 2 megaliths have been destroyed by monsters. Damn it, the giant statue was destroyed. 13, the last one left. What to do? Yuan Dagu, a member of the Victory Team who was driving the Victory Flying Swallow, saw that the 2 monsters were about to appear at the last stone statue, and his heart was filled with infinite anger for no reason. What's the way to make the giants make money again? Dagu shouted anxiously. At this moment, a light curtain appeared in the cab of the aircraft. Immediately after, a ray of light shot into Dagu's eyebrows. The golden list of Ninja World, connecting all worlds? Someone wants to get my inheritance. What inheritance can I have? Half-baked martial arts. The other party's name is Uchiha Ran. The master's abilities include adamantine sealing chains, Kagura hard eyes, Susano, flying thunder god's art. As long as the other party is willing, you can trade it to me. Dagu instantly received the information transmitted by the light in the form of video. When he learned about Uchiha Ran's strength, he was dumbfounded. There is actually such a powerful human being in this world. Ninjutsu who can use their own attributes such as hook, feng shui, mine, earth, fire, etc., can move instantaneously, and can create huge things out of thin air, Susanoo. Too heaven-defying, right? Is this normal? But thinking of the appearance of monsters and giants, all this seems not incomprehensible. Maybe, this is an opportunity to save or awaken the giant. Dagu believes that the light curtain is the way Yulien mentions that it can awaken the unexpected. Immediately, he said without any hesitation, I am willing to trade. Gold list tip. Video link starts, open black lens bracket gold list tips. A series of beeps sounded. Immediately after, the shadows of Uchiha Ran, Icarus, and Hiju appeared in the light curtain in front of Dagu. At the same time, Uchiha Ran and others also saw Dagu in the light curtain. The cab. 9. As expected of one of the crash duo, they were in this kind of place as soon as they appeared. Uchiha Ran's eyes flashed. The 5 inheritances he selected are Ultraman Tiga Yuandagu, Shinigami World Aizen Sosuke, King of the Underworld, One Punch Man World Tornado, and One Piece World Edward Newgate. If it is calculated by peak inheritance, Wanghu Diga is the best, and Wang is also at the bottom. But to choose, he prefers Aizen or Tornado. Advertisement. Aizen's Kyoka Suigetsu is in the same line as him, and the most important thing is to have the opportunity to get Hogyoku, which has a great increase in evolution itself, and has a great effect on him. The power of the Tornado is also good. One Piece World Edward Newgate, the famous Whitebeard, the head of the New World Four Emperors, is known as the strongest man, and the inheritance of Junjen Fruit and Conqueror's Haki are both first class and very good. But Uchiha Ran dislikes the 2 weaknesses of Seawater and Seastone. Fourth, it is Dagu's turn. Because Dagu does not fully represent Ultraman Tiga, it may just be a super ancient warrior gene. There are super ancient warrior genes and no stone statues, but you can't become Ultraman. Unexpectedly, Dagu was really drawn, and the inheritance can be the super ancient genes in the other party's body. This is the hint given by the golden list. The inheritee can know what inheritance can be obtained from the inheritor. The inheritor can also know some strength data of the inheritor, but not all of them, but the part that the inheritor is willing to announce. For example, Uchiha Ran has Mangekyo Sharingan, top-level cover hand physique, Uzumaki family secret technique, various sealing techniques, etc., but Dagu can see a small part, such as Mangekyo Sharingan's pupil technique, etc., cannot be seen. Only super ancient genes can be obtained, which means that Dagu has not become Tiga yet. Dagu was originally a staff member of the TPC Transportation Department, but he was favored by him for saving Director Sakai, and was transferred to the victory team. Now that he's flying the plane, he must have joined the winning team. I didn't become Tiga but joined the victory team, so the time point should be the beginning of the plot. In just a split second, Uchiha Ran analyzed the situation on Dagu's side. Immediately following, he made a series of plans in his mind. The super ancient genes that cannot become super ancient warriors are not as useful as the wisdom of Death Note World L. But as long as he can become a super ancient warrior, his inheritance will be the greatest protection this time. And all of this depends on what he does next, whether he can go to Tiga World. Thinking of this, Uchiha Ran looked at Dagu. At this time, Jiyu also recovered from his stupor and said, "Hello, do you know how to make a giant again?" Hearing this, Uchiha Ran was stunned for a moment. This Dagu is really stupid, naive and simple. "I'm coming to your world now, you pass the application, and then I'll tell you how to make money again," Uchiha Ran said without guilt. Allah. Dagu hesitated for a moment, but after seeing the 3rd giant stone statue being brought down by Melba, he panicked and immediately made up his mind. A golden light circle appeared in Hokage's office. Uchiha Ran was speechless for a while. It's too easy, isn't it? Difficulty. Tobarama and others are also a little surprised. Unexpectedly Dagu's obedience to Uchiha Ran. Mouth. Is it an ordinary inheritor who wants to benefit from Uchiha Ran's side? Out of curiosity, wrap your hands around Tobarama and pay more attention to the golden halo. Obviously, this is something like a crossing gate that can connect 2 worlds. But those who have not been authorized by the golden list cannot pass through, otherwise there will be great terror. I'll go to that world. You can play Otsutsuki Kagaya when you welcome it. Uchiha Ran stood up from his seat, and everyone was taken aback by what he said. Can you play Otsutsuki Kagaya when you go to that world? Advertisement. It means to go to that world. Can Uchiha Ran's strength directly surpass the 6 paths level? A real step up. Under the trembling and doubtful gazes of countless people, Uchiha Ran stepped into the aperture one step at a time. In the next moment, he is by Dagu's side, and everyone in the ninja world can watch it through the Jinbang live broadcast. "Hello, my name is Uchiha Ran." Uchiha Ran introduced himself. Hello, my name is Yuan Dagu, you can call me Dagu." Dagu was stunned by the scene of Uchiha Ran, walking and lying down from the light curtain, and through the gods, he wanted to shake hands with Uchiha Ran, but he stopped immediately when he thought that he was flying a plane. "Let's close the deal first." Uchiha Ran took the initiative of the master directly and said, "I will help you regain the giants, and give you the 3 body technique, one of each of the 5 attributes ninjutsu, Luobian pill, plus physical healing ability and top-notch physique, how about it?" In fact, Dagu wanted to agree when he heard that Uchiha Ran could make money again. The condition of opening rhyme later can be said to be a pleasant surprise, and now he naturally does not refuse. It is good. Then open the trading contract. Uchiha Ran moved a little towards the void. This is to form a contract in the form of a golden list. Both parties write their respective conditions, and it will be effective after they both write down their names. Round Big Old, Dagu was very happy to write his name. When Uchiha Ran saw it, he immediately wrote down his name. The golden list contract disappeared. Uchiha Ran immediately copied the promised 3 body technique to Dagu through Jinbang. In fact, Dagu doesn't need to be so generous at all. This kind of saintly girl will probably agree directly. But it is precisely because he appreciates that Dagu really possesses the qualities of a hero, and he is willing to give a little help, which can be regarded as an investment. The time and space ninjutsu, Mangekyo Sharingan, and various pupil techniques like Flying Thunder God's art must not be given. The ability is too heaven-defying, and it would be a fool to give it. However, the rough-handed physique that enhances the physique of the human world can restore the physical healing ability of the policeman. In a timely manner, the mage can complete the spell Luobianwen of the melee master Dagu, as well as several basic ninjutsu and free body techniques, to give it this feeling. Dagu immediately felt that his body had improved by leaps and bounds, and his strength, chi, blood, mental state, etc. had increased several times. At the same time, there were many more special moves in his mind, as long as the power of light was enough. Cast. But what is the power of light? Can't handle so much anymore. Dagu didn't care about his own strength, and hurriedly asked Uchiha Ran. Mr. Chi, quickly restore the giant to earn money. 22. On the ground below, Gorzon really wanted to give the final stone a fatal blow. I'm recovering. Uchiha Ran smiled. Big GU is suspicious. He then went to Uchiha Ran and slammed the cab window and jumped out. What's the situation? It's a big old-fashioned affair. At this time, a voice came. The way to make the giants make money again is to boil Dagu into scare, and to become light. Dagu becomes light? I become light? Dagu doesn't understand at all. At this time, he suddenly noticed that there was a dark shadow in front of him. It's Merba. Boom, advertisement. Melba slapped the plane around him with a slap. Dagu. The victorious team members exclaimed in unison. That is, at this moment, no one noticed that a ray of light shot out from the cab of the plane and flew into the forehead of the stone statue. The stone statue shows that a layer of light emerges, followed by a Tiga complex whose body lines are red, purple and white. Boom. Tiga put his hands on his chest and blocked Gorzon's attack when he heard it. Then, he opened his arms easily and naturally. Boom. At the moment when the beast was born, Gorzon, who stepped on Tiga, only felt an unstoppable force from below and then flew out, hooked a few brown rice, and then fell heavily to the ground. Gorzon. Te Miao. Tiga before the trilemma 10,000 years, is it so powerful? What? Tiga got up flexibly, clenched his fists, and looked at his body again. It turns out that this is what Mr. said about me becoming light. Dagu and Tiga suddenly realized, and then he felt very good. The power is constantly pouring out, of King Nuo. Deal with the monster first. Right, that trick. Tiga clenched his fists, then ran quickly, and raised his right hand to gather rays of light, forming a rotating energy ball. The snail pill. When he rushed to Gorzon, Tiga directly hooked the snail pill and aimed at the chest. Duh. A harsh rubbing sound rang out, and a large hole appeared in Gorzon's chest at a speed visible to the naked eye, and then his body flew upside down, fell to the ground again, and exploded with a bang. Sure enough, this is not the Tiga before the trilemma 10,000 years. This was Gorzon's last-minute thought in advance of his supporting role. In the sky, Merba was dumbfounded when he saw this scene. It just wanted to kill Tiga, who had not woken up yet, before the evil god Gatanji returned to Shao, so that he could make a contribution. Why is Tiga so strong? Escape. This was the only thought in Melba's mind. But Tiga looked up at it, and her hands were sealed. Fire style. The art of great fireball. Countless bright lights converged into a fireball hundreds of meters in size, flying into the sky with unmatched momentum. Melba was completely unable to escape, and was instantly turned to ashes. At this moment, the world is silent. And next to the pyramid, Uchiha Ran watched this scene, his mouth slightly hooked. Ultraman will ninjutsu, the little monster can't stop it. 3. Tiga, the lights are not on, it really is that the stronger the human body, the stronger the Ultraman itself. Then the monsters are having fun, like that Kirirod, squirting. 33. As if he had found something funny about the SWAT police, Uchiha Ran laughed out loud, and then looked at the two pairs of giant gravel in front of him. Now love is the time to do business. Chapter 119. A sudden change occurs. The stone statue of God is squeezed with bare hands, and Uchiha Ran becomes light. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement. The giant has made a profit again. How did it come back? It's amazing, kill two powerful monsters in 1 second. So cool. Originally, the members of the victory team were sad and angry because of Dagu's sacrifice, but they were blinded by what happened next. After 2 of the 3 giant stone statues were destroyed, the last one actually came back to life and showed barely strong power, killing a small monster in 1 move. Is this the power of giants? Too strong, and the giant looks handsome. In an instant, countless people became fans of Ultraman Tiga, including people like the Ninja World who saw all this through the live broadcast of Jinbang. Open black lens bracket. Uzumaki Naruto. The person who talked Tyrannosan turned into a light, and then turned into a giant, which is so cool. Grabbing Choji. The potato chips in my hand are not fragrant anymore, I really want this ability to transform. Shu Road Dingza. It is definitely stronger than Super Expansion Jutsu, and it is very strong at first glance. Toad Bunta. The height of this giant is at least twice that of Uncle Ben. Terrible. One-tail Show Crane. The hook is dozens of meters higher than our tailed beast. Open black lens bracket. Wisdom Hand Hashirama. It's about the same height as the wood I use in normal state, but with Sage Jutsu, I can have a child in one hand, and I don't need to be a Buddha. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara. HMPH, it's about the same age as when I first got a full-body Susanoo, but now I can drive a few hundred meters of Susan and play with this giant. Close black lens bracket. Brothers Otsutsuki Kagaya and Sage of Six Paths laughed and said nothing. If only compared to his height, he is a younger brother in front of 10 tails. But they were unwilling to Ottoman. On the one hand, when Uchiha ran left, it clearly showed Ultraman's strength. On the other hand, it seems that the essence of Ultraman is light, and maybe it can become bigger but not necessarily 960. Everything is unknown, and there's defense. Open black lens bracket Onogi. 5th Hokage went to this world to become such a giant, right? 4th generation I. That's a fart. I feel like my lightning-style ninja jutsu hit this giant, and it doesn't count as a tickling. Uchiha Madara. Susanoo is a giant of Chara after all, and the wooden golem of Hashirama is even more wood, and this giant is an entity and looks amazing in defense. Open black lens bracket Tobirama of Wisdom. Everyone, after the person who traded with the Daiboy became a giant, he cast ninjutsu from our ninja world, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. Meaning, if 5th Hokage has the ability to transform into a master, he can still perform ninjutsu with such a body, close black lens bracket. Hiss, at this moment, countless people took a deep breath. When a giant of 50 or 60 meters casts ninjutsu, the water channel will become a tsunami, the wind channel will become a typhoon, the earth style will become an earthquake, the lightning style will become a thunder, and the fire style will become a volcanic eruption. How to fight this? Advertisement at this time, Uchiha Madara hooked up and made a knife. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara. How powerful would it be if you could use Mangekyo Sharingan and Susanoo in giant state? All. The 50-meter giant controls how much brown rice is the Shirella giant chopping melons and vegetables, creating a basin with 1 foot? Uchiha ran. No, Susanoo is in the category of ninjutsu, and the size of the body depends on the amount of chara. Even if the size of my body changes, if there is not enough chara, it will not be able to form a large enough body, and it may not be as good as you. Uchiha Ran is telling the truth. Under the circumstance that chara is enough, he will not become an Ultraman, and he can drive hundreds of brown rice with full-body Susanoo, and visually see Ultraman like an ant. Ultraman's real strength is his physical strength and light skills. For example, the Nirvana of Zafi, the leader of Yan, can destroy the sun and the earth. And when chara is not enough, even if he can become Ultraman, Susanoo can only be used as armor and sword making, not as a Gundam driven by Ultraman. Because of this, he didn't go overboard on Melba and Gorzon. He, who can't even turn on the full-body Susanoo, can definitely win against these two big monster fishermen, but the process will not be too fast. He has no time to waste being a firefighter, okay. In front of Uchiha Ran, under Susanoo's big hand, all the gravel of the giant stone statues turned into powder and piled up into mountains at this moment. Many people in the ninja world wondered if he could have a giant body. His answer is yes. Mysterious 4-Ao, who is stronger or weaker will not be compared first, in terms of appearance. Saiga is definitely the highest, followed by Noah. Then I will make a stone statue that is 7 points like Saiga and 3 points like Noah. Uchiha Ran quickly got an idea and immediately split the two shadow clone. Next, a shadow clone was put into water, a shadow clone was set on fire to dry, and the main body was controlling the shape of Susanoo's big hand. The whole process is similar to that of making sculptures, but with his Mangekyo Sharingan's observation power and precise control, coupled with the painting skills he possesses after the Master Super Beast pseudo-painting, the production speed is amazing. What Jungmu Jingwu can do by reorganizing stone statues behind the mere human beings, there is no reason why 5th Hokage can't do it. A stone statue began to take shape at a speed visible to the naked eye. All this is a long story. In fact, when Uchiha Ran started, Tiga had just dealt with Golzon and Melba. Originally it would fly away directly, but because the energy was still sufficient, it did not do that, but planned to collect the corpses for its companions, that is, to sort out the remains of the statue. Gentlemen. Tiga felt near the pyramid, just to see Uchiha Ran making a giant stone statue. The legs have been formed, and the buttocks are being made. Dagu, I want to reshape my body for myself, you help me protect it. Uchiha Ran used the technique of mind transmission to communicate with Dagu in Tiga's body. With his relationship with Yamanaka Ino, it is naturally very simple to learn the secret art of the Yamanaka family, the effect of which is to convey information and be heard by everyone in a designated area. Reshape your body? Sir turned out to be the same person as me, the same giant? In Tiga's body, Dagu was very happy and felt that he had found a similar kind. Advertisement immediately he became a bodyguard, a dia. At this time, the victory team also followed Tiga's actions and found a situation in front of the ruins of the pyramid. The special police was Uchiha Ran. What is that? Alien. 19. I have never heard that humans in this world can create water and fire, and also create virtual heat. What is he doing? Restoring the statue. Should we do something? The winning team members didn't know what to do for a while. It was also a sudden incident, and some high-level militant staff members were absent, otherwise they might command the victory team to attack Juri and Uchiha Ran. No one to interrupt. Follow the blame. Boom. Suddenly, the ground cat under Tiga's feet suddenly collapsed, and then burst into a fiery red flame. What? Tiga, who was burned, cried out, and his body could not help but fall backwards. At this moment, a figure suddenly appeared in the sky, kicking at the embarrassed Tiga. Tiga was caught off guard, and the other fell to the ground. At this time, everyone also saw clearly what was suddenly hooked. It was a monster about the same height as Tiga, with a crying face and a luminous body on its chest. Ultraman Tiga, I have heard your name in the clan, and I have always felt that it is a bit exaggerated. I didn't expect that you, a three-dimensional 10,000 years survivor, is more powerful than I imagined. Now, take your life. The monster can speak human words, making everyone stunned. And the information revealed in his words is even more shocking. This suddenly hooked monster actually has a tribe, and he knows what happened before the trilemma 10,000 years. And the giant of light named Ultraman Tiga actually lived from before the trilemma 10,000 years to the present? Under the watchful eyes of countless people, Tiga began to fight with this monster that suddenly appeared. Boom. Because of losing the opportunity, Diga had to respond passively for a while. But the current Diga, or Dagu, is not weak. Seizing a gap, he suddenly used the clone technique to confuse the opponent, and then started to occupy the upper part of the close combat, without even switching to a powerful form. Kiri air cut. The monster was beaten very unhappily, and cut Tiga with a wrist blade. Diga didn't make a mistake and was cut to his body. The powerful type. Advertisement Uchiha Ran's voice resounded in Dagu's mind. Blessed to the soul, Dagu immediately controlled Tiga's body to change his form. Tiga comes on the stage with a powerful type, directly pressing the monster to fight. That's when. Jail firebomb. At the place where Tiga stood before the flames, a monster with a face similar to Tiga's face, but with a smiling face, appeared, and as soon as it appeared, it released flames at Uchiha Ran. His target was actually Uchiha Ran, gentlemen. Diga, who discovered the situation, had no time to stop it. At this time, Uchiha Ran turned his head sharply and looked at the second monster. In the beginning, the one who attacked Tiga was Kiri Iluada Eye, and the trick was a prison fire bullet. But now it's Kirirod 2 who is fighting Tiga. Sure enough, it was hidden in the dark, and the target was me. Are you frightened by the power of Tiga, and afraid of the appearance of a new giant? As expected, it's a rubbish race that was expelled by super ancient warriors before 10,000 years. Uchiha Ran sees everything at a glance, but now, he needs to deal with the crisis brought about by the Kirirod Eye. It is absolutely safe to rely on the Golden List to return to the ninja world. But Uchiha Ran would never choose to do that. Kiki Emperor. Slow down. 99. Accelerate. Uchiha Ran left a tear of blood in his right eye. Immediately following, everyone saw a magical scene. Kirirod Eye seemed to have been pressed the slow down button, and the speed of action became very slow, and the process of condensing the flames in his hand was clearly visible. On the contrary, Uchiha Ran himself and the two shadow clone images were pressed to fast forward, and the giant stone statues were created at an extremely fast speed, and finally took shape. Kirilord people. I don't know if you can afford to make my eyes bleed. Uchiha Ran withdrew the Sonohu and the two shadow clones and reached out to wipe the blood from his face. The next moment, he transformed into a beam of light and shot into the huge stone statue behind him. The mighty power of light blooms at this moment. The new giant has made a profit again. Chapter 121 Move. 1 Move, Ultraman Sino. Evolution Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Previous chapter Next chapter advertisement Dazzling light blooms. Under the watchful eyes of countless people, a figure with a height of about 70 meters, a full half of Daobu Diga and Kirirod, whose whole body was shown with a mysterious aura of light, appeared. This figure is different from Tiga. There is no clear pattern on the body. The color of the body is from the silver on the upper body to the dark purple on the lower body, and finally to the golden hue. There are things like wings on the back, and the head has a minion-like decoration. There is a huge cracked part on the chest that emits a ray of light, and it is a color timer. Just looking at it, this figure gave people an indescribable sense of oppression. The special policeman is the first of Kirilod. He stands in front of this figure, giving people the feeling of a third-grade elementary school student standing in front of a basketball player. Die. The huge figure stretched out his hand toward one side, and a golden lightsaber quickly took shape, very much like the sword of Susanoo. He swung his long sword, leaving a streak of brilliance in the air. Thorn. The lightsaber slashed the body of Kirirod Eye lazily, without the slightest stagnation. This is the difference in power. Boom. The Kirirod Eye, who turned into two pieces, exploded with a bang and turned into dust, trying not to cause any pollution to Blue Star. The arrow of Susanoo. The huge figure shook his body, and his wings flew from behind to his hands, turning into a long bow. Afterwards, the rays of light continued to converge and condensed into an arrow. You have to run away, you're going to die. Kirirod too was heartbroken. He didn't even have the courage to call the gate of hell, and he was afraid of bringing danger to the group, so he just wanted to escape. But his movements were just too slow in front of Uchiha Ran. Whoosh! The arrow turned into a streamer hook, as if it had pierced through the space, and passed through the body of Kirirod 2, with a high temperature of the tail flame. Kirirod 2 was reduced to ashes directly in the flames. At this moment, countless people gasped. This new rhyme giant is not only more handsome than the giant that was first discovered, but also significantly stronger. He killed 2 monsters in seconds, which is more understatement. This giant seems to have collected the stone statues of the previous 2 giants. Can the giant still ask questions? Advertisement at the victory team's base. Yi Rui was slashing right, and said a method of the powerful Ultraman Janang Master. Possible. Megumi held the headset and said solemnly, Giant Fuyuan will attack the monster, it should be on our side. Now that the two giants are still there, the bigger giant seems to be able to talk. Zongfang, you all go over immediately to see if you can talk to him. Yes. The voices of the team members came from the headphones. At the same time, in the ninja world, it was turned over by Uchiha Ran's hand. Open black lens bracket Killer B. Ming, this is not stronger than the tailed beast Jade? If this is for Cloud Shinobi Village, the core area will be destroyed. Luosha. Great, San Shinobi and I are allies with Konoha. Son, you must have a good relationship with Hokage. Gaara. Fifth Hokage isn't it my brother-in-law? Open black lens bracket Tamari. You are really my good brother, give you 32 likes. Terumi Mei. Water-kun is still in the hands of Uchiha Ran. I have no secrets to him in Wuyin Village, and I have no interest in him. Let's not play, surrender, and it will delay my wedding. Open black lens bracket Onogi. Good guy, Uchiha Madara didn't give me such a strong sense of oppression before. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara. Do you need me to come to Iwagakure to impress you? Onogi. Madara-sama, I was just joking. Open black lens bracket Tsunade. At 4th generation I, are you going to fight Ran-kun? 4th generation I. The eyes are sent immediately. Open black lens bracket Tobirama. Let me tell you, during the Five Shadows meeting, let's discuss all the issues of the ninja village in the Genin world. You can't add up enough for Konoha to fight, so why should you resist? Open black lens bracket 2nd generation I. Tobirama, are you so eager to reveal your ambitions? Open black lens bracket Tobirama. Unification can bring peace. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Nagato. Second Hokage's understanding is very deep, yes, the general trend of the world. Long-term division must ask for long-term division. Unity is the best choice to maintain peace for a long time. Yahiko. Nagato, I think what you said is a bit high level and I don't understand it well. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Nagato. Yahiko, this is the truth I learned from the idol Zheng Jie. After the Shah, Shang and Zhou dynasties, the warring states fought for hundreds of years, and there were countless casualties. Success comes. Uzumaki Nagato. Li Si joined the most powerful Da-Chin to help him unify the world. I also decided to join the most powerful Konoha to help him unify the ninja world, and then formulate laws. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Nagato. Uchiha Ran, he will definitely be able to accomplish his great career in the ninja world. Advertisement at this moment, Uzumaki Nagato is like a little fanboy, and he never leaves politics. The ninjas in the ninja world were stunned. What Shah, Shang and Zhou, what warring states period, what Zheng Jie? They don't understand, however, they understood that Uzumaki Nagato wanted to join Konoha. He has a personal body and can naturally absorb natural energy for his own use. All ninjutsu or sage jutsu, powerful and powerful. Konoha's strength is about to grow again. For a time, the thoughts of the shadows of the great hidden village, and even the shadows of the past dynasties, became complicated. These people seem to think too much of me. Uchiha also saw the information on the Jinbang chat channel and wanted to laugh. Although the plan was successfully implemented, it did not make the super ancient warrior gene tasteless, but had a giant body, but to say that he was directly invincible, that is not necessarily true. To explain the image, Ultra's body is a high-end Gundam robot. The super ancient warrior gene is the key to the identity of the Gundam. As long as you have the key, you can open the Diga Gundam, and there are really many people who have this kind of key. Keita naturally needs energy. The original Dagu can only control Diga's body to fight for 3 minutes. After all, he is just an ordinary person with super ancient genes, and his physical strength is limited. But now, after Gu got the rough-handed physique that he gave him, his body's host far surpassed that of ordinary people. Even after the battle just around the gap, it took more than 3 minutes to maintain Diga's form, but it still didn't light up, meaning of lights. In the future, when Dagu controls Diga's body, it is absolutely not a problem to play for 10 minutes. Moreover, Diga has its own attribute, Light of Hope, which can absorb the power of this aspect and turn it into an ability. 0. For flowers. 0. As for his Uchiha Ran, although his own strength is much stronger than Dagu, the ultra body he made by himself is also too strong. Although he does not know the deity of Tiga, it is much stronger than the statue of Tiga at this stage, so it consumes a lot of energy. Also more. After using the Susanoo sword and Susanoo arrow, there was already some emptiness in the body. Although Ultraman's body is constant, it can actually increase according to needs. 50 meters to 70 meters is a relatively balanced value, and it will remain relatively at this level. The body I created combines the parts of Saiga and Noah, but it is only similar in appearance, and has nothing to do with it, nor does it have any skills between the two. The means that I can show through this giant body are my Hitomitsu, ninjutsu, etc., the master of the ninja world. But the potential of this body is huge, which can be judged from the speed of energy loss. 0. Advertisement. Unfortunately, I have to use this body now, but there is a time limit. The steps are too big, and the power of light is not strong enough. The advantage is that this body is completely created by me, and I am its sole owner. As my strength continues to grow stronger, the degree of integration with this body will continue to increase, and finally the two become one, and then use this to become more and more getting stronger. This is a way for the master to lead directly to the peak of the multiverse level. Uchiha Ran quickly summed up his situation. For the time being, this new body of Ultra can only be used as a whole card, but it has unlimited potential. This time the lottery was not wasted, and this trip to Diga World was not in vain. Also, the harvest is not limited to these. Uchiha Ran's eyes narrowed, and Mangekyo Sharingan emerged. The next moment, the huge ultra body began to transform into light particles and merged into the right eye. This is the advantage one, his ultra body is stored in his body, and he is not afraid of being missed and destroyed by others. Monument. When the light particles completely entered the right eye, it seemed as if some force exploded. The Mangekyo Sharingan of Uchiha Ran begins to change and emerge with golden brilliance. Between his breaths, there was a golden circle around the cross-like shape of his eyes. The super ancient warrior gene obtained from Dagu was thoroughly stimulated after he had an ultra body, which made his mental power and physical quality skyrocket. The surge of spiritual power has successfully made the Mangekyo Sharingan evolve, and it does not need the eyes of others to become the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. This proves that his argument is correct. The development of the eyes is the development of the yin power or the spiritual power. As for the body, it is only one step away from the body of the immortal. Just wait for Master Sage Mode to get familiar with it, maybe you can take a step of qualitative change. This is strength. Uchiha Ran made a virtual fist. Now go to play against Uchiha Madara and continue the call. In the previous scene, the people seem to be playing with them. He's undefeated at best. At this moment, a plane flew not far from Uchiha Ran's side, and Megumi's voice came from it. Sir, I wonder if I can have a chat?